Flight Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.
Flight Sports TV, that's where it's at.
Flight Sports TV.
What's going on, people? It's Flight Sports TV. I appreciate y'all for checking with me. You already know what it is. We back with another one of them things. And we got ourselves a hell of a situation right now. LeBron James post-game live. We are almost underway, or almost finished wrapping things up here. Let's see if the Chicago Bulls can go for one last hurrah. You know, it's going to be interesting to see. But nonetheless, King James, you know, is back. I know he didn't like what happened. The score is 96-79. You still got 8 minutes and change left. There's a whole lot of time left in this game, ladies and gentlemen. We ain't nowhere near done concluded. We all know the Los Angeles Lakers can make 50 million mistakes, stumble on a couple of tons of bricks, and you already know what it is, and mess around and fumble the bag entirely. So let's see what happens tonight if they're going to do that. You know, right now the score is 97-81. Chicago is creeping back in this thing. I'm going to let you know right now. AD, don't tell me AD is hurt. AD can't stay healthy. Damn, he can't stay healthy. AD is down, ladies and gentlemen. AD is down. Lord have mercy, what's up with AD? There's always something. He cannot stay healthy. For whatever reason it is, it is. Anthony Davis. The Los Angeles Lakers going to need this man. You know, he's been injury prone his whole career. Let's hope that he can shake this whole situation because this is going to be a big year. Shout out Rap Guy Reloaded. Salute to all y'all that's in the building right now, rapping with us right now. You already know what it is, man. We live. It's the post game. There's a lot of things popping off on the NBA side. There's so much going on, so much great basketball on tonight. We're going to break down everything that's going on. We got some key returns, too. You know, LeBron ain't the only star that's has returned, you know, as of recent. We got breaking news. Kevin Durant will be back as well tonight, making his return for the Phoenix Suns. The score is 97-81 right now for the Bulls. So street clothes came to play. Yes, street clothes came to play. Salute to everybody in the chat. You already know what it is. Peace to everybody, man. We got a lot of things going on. Kobe White and this guy, Anthony Davis, look like they got to get their stuff situated. But it is what it is at the end of the day. LeBron James, King James is back. Lakers versus Bulls. This is an unbelievable situation. AD always looked like he 2 seconds away from collapsing. You know, I don't know what's up with AD. You know, he got to stop that. I don't know if it's a habit. I don't know what it is. It's something. He need to stop it for real. AD is too good of a player. They're gonna need this man. Postseason play the Lakers, man. Give the Lakers credit. Give Darvin Ham credit. We was ridiculing them, you know, but look what they have done. They have somehow found their way back into the picture, you know, of the playoffs. And I think they deserve a ton of credit. You know, I'm tired of ridiculing them. Rap Guy says LeBron always played with injury-prone teammates. That's a fact. That's a big fact. AD is at the line right now shooting free throws. And he makes the first one. I don't know, what is this, a technical or something? Salute to my man Hoop Jargon in the building. You got your Los Angeles Lakers, man. They doing their thing, man. They deserve credit. You know, the Lakers just got to keep fighting. It's going to be a tough game, but they won it. You know, they 9th right now, you know, in the West. A win tonight, they'll be tied back again with the Pelicans. So they continue in the scratch and claw. I'm telling you, the Lakers could somehow squeak in to the fifth seed if they really woke up. Shoot, they could get all the way to the fourth seed if they went on the tear. But I mean, that's just crazy if they were to do something like that. That'd be wild. But you got Schroeder with the ball, gives it to LeBron. He's guarded by Caruso. You got a mouse in the house, but he gives it to D'Lo. D'Lo's double right away, and now you got Caruso with the rock pass to White, Kobe White, dunk. The Bulls are creeping back into this thing. It's 98-83. Lakers, 7:47 to go. The Lakers are a little upset. They huddling, trying to regroup. Salute the hoop jargon. We got Laker fans all in the building. Hopefully the Lakers could somehow squeak through this. But we all know the Lakers could somehow blow this game. I would not be surprised at the very least. We beating another playing team. I'm not impressed. Oh, yeah? This year has been horrendous for Chicago. Kobe White converts, the three-point play is 98-84. You got Austin Reaves on the bench. Will he be back? And Austin Reaves is checking in the game, ladies and gentlemen. You got Dennis Schroeder, dumps it off to LeBron James. LBJ on Caruso. Mouse in the house. He posting them up. You got Zach helping. Ball moving. AD to Dennis Schroeder. Schroeder bricks a three. Rebounded by DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan crossing half court. Met by Brown Jr. He's shaking and baking. Screen with Vooch. Mid-range pump fake. Back to Vooch. Vooch pump faking. He's backing down on AD. He could not convert. Salute to all access decks. We got LeBron James. Mid-range jumper. Let's go. 100-84. 7:05 to go in the fourth quarter. What's the deal, Dax?
Yes, sir. Shout out to Flight Sports TV. Flight, I got a new device and it's not giving me access like it used to. So I guess we're gonna have to do that all over again.
Yeah, I will do that. After once we get a second, I got you. We got a quick timeout right now. On the Bulls side, it's 102-84. The Lakers are still putting the foot on the gas, despite a look like a last gasp. I don't want to say a last gasp, but the Bulls are providing a little effort trying to creep back in it. But the Lakers are just putting their foot down on them. The Lakers know what's at stake. What's the deal, Dex? What's your thoughts on this game as the Lakers look like they're trying to seal it?
Yeah, the Lakers basically been in control of this game since the onslaught, and somehow the Chicago Bulls forgot the recipe on how to beat the Lakers as they did in La La Land. Chicago Bulls is coming out of a split down in Southern California, facing both of the Lakers teams. I mean, both of the Los Angeles teams, the Los Angeles Lakers and the Clippers, and they fell to the Clippers, and now they look like they're on the brink of a 2-game losing streak. So the Bulls gonna have to come up with something spectacular here at the United Center in order for them to come out of this big deficit. It's an 18-point lead in the fourth quarter, and the Lakers are pouring it on. And in this fourth quarter flight, the Lakers are 17 points, while the Bulls are 8 points, and that's a 9 points differential, even while the Bulls are trying to climb up out of this hole that they set themselves in.
Good call, Dex. What was your take on the Bulls tonight?
Well, I thought the Bulls would be a little more hyped for this game because this is an Anthony Davis homecoming, and Patrick Beverly also is playing at home, who is a former Laker, and I thought that type of situation would bring some kind of energy towards the Bulls. But unfortunately, I was wrong, and I was gravely wrong, because the Bulls didn't really come to fight. They did a little something in the second quarter, but outside of that, the Bulls haven't reached a 26-point quarter since the second quarter, and it doesn't look like they might reach it in the fourth quarter if they keep on the same rails as they're on now. So I'm very disappointed in the Bulls and their fight tonight. I thought they would be a little more soldierly ready for this battle, and whatever sorry that Billy Donovan preached or tried to rally his troops with, that sermon did not resonate with the Bulls tonight, unfortunately.
Yeah, it sure didn't. As I'm looking at the standings, the Bulls are kind of locked in that 10th seed, so I could see why they might not care to drop some games. But I mean, it is what it is.
But see, like you don't want to be in that 10th seed because that's
You're
the
right.
bottom of the barrel when it comes to the play-in tournament, and you're facing a one-game elimination
Yeah,
series. If you're in the 7th and the 8th, at least you have two opportunities to win one game.
you're absolutely right, Dex. The Lakers back up 100 to 87. We got the legendary Hoop Dragon. 105 to 87. Pardon me. AD 27 points, 9 rebounds. AD is in the kitchen cooking. You already know what it is. What's the deal, Hoop Dragon?
What's up? What's up, Flight? What's up, Dex?
Was good.
Salute,
We got
Hoop.
DeMar DeRozan in the mid range. He converts. And it's at a 3-point play. Yes, it is. DeMar DeRozan is headed to the line off of a mid range over Brown Jr. Big play from DeMar. The Bulls ain't done yet. We got 6 minutes and change. It ain't over. Hoop Jargon was good. Shout out Hoop Jargon in the building. Appreciate you for stopping by. Hoop Jargon says in the chat, the Bulls split are shorthanded. They did their job overall. Okay.
Yeah, I want to add
One
on
of
that real quick if I can.
go ahead, go ahead.
Dex.
No,
Okay, yeah,
no, go
I
ahead,
was
Hoop,
saying,
because you was ready.
yeah. So I want to give you a little bit of pushback to what you were saying that he didn't have the truth with Billy Donovan. So when you got a team who's undermanned, you want to split. If you got a home and home game, basically what they have, you want to at least split because the Lakers are a better team. So this is actually the other side of splitting. So in moment, yeah, it's disappointing if you're a Bulls fan or a Bulls supporter, but this is kind of what you want. You both play in teams, again, with the Lakers having a way stronger roster. Yeah, this is what the back end of a split looks like. So I think that the Bulls are, if we being honest of what they thought of the next of the 2-game situation, I'll take that. I'll take a split. You beat the Lakers at home. Now, obviously, LeBron just getting back in, but they didn't have Vooch. Did Vooch play tonight?
Yes. Vooch did play tonight.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
the Bulls are in full strength.
Yeah.
The only player that's down is Javante Green, and he's been down most of the year. So
Yeah,
I think the Lakers were at full strength tonight too.
yeah.
yeah.
They got D-Loading back too. D-Loading is back playing today. I saw that. So, and again, I know some people ain't gonna like this. Fine, I'm talking to you. Lonzo ain't playing. You know what I'm saying? The Bulls aren't the Bulls right now. We all understand that, right? So ultimately, man, that's good that you got one. You got a 1-1 against the Lakers. So again, in moment right now, it sucks. But ultimately, like in 2 weeks, we're not gonna harp on this game. Like you got the split that you wanted, and so that's just where I'm at on that.
now, Jarkin, let me ask you a question. Do you think that split was a cheap split because of LeBron coming back from the first game of his injury and the chemistry was a little rocky? And now that he has got himself a little more footed with this lineup, and now you see that the Bulls are being devastated at home, basically eviscerated at home. So you think that was a cheap win for the Bulls, or that was
No,
really the Bulls playing at their best?
not even like that don't exist. Like it only exists like in water cooler conversations. In real life, no, there's no such thing as a cheap win, especially this late in the season. Like these wins matter if you're trying to be in a play-in game and all that. So no, absolutely not. Who goes? If we keep it real, name me last year the teams who had cheap wins of last year.
Is that rhetorical?
It kind of is. It kind of is. Like
He said,
who
"Kinda
really
is."
who really goes and does that? You know what I mean? So it's no such thing. You
No, I
win.
feel you. Yeah, I feel you
Yeah.
on that as a competitor and professional basketball player yourself. So yeah, I understand where you're coming from when you say it like that, and then you compare it to water cooler conversation. Yeah, most definitely. There's no such thing as a cheap win.
Yeah. And so I just say that And I appreciate the question, but it's good to put things in perspective sometimes. Because again, when you're in the moment, it's different. But then 2 weeks later, do you feel that same way? And usually it's no. So I just want to give perspective.
Right, because it counts as W's or L's, right? When it all comes down to it.
Hey, win in advance, man. Hey, if you can go and tell me FDU, in a March Madness thing, had some wins against some teams with a guy maybe out and all that, who gives a damn? Fairleigh Dickinson won big games. That's all you care about. Nobody goes back and parses those games. I'll give you a key example. And this is kind of detriment to LeBron, but ultimately it holds no weight with history. When, the famous 3-1 comeback against the Warriors with your boy Bogut being out and then Draymond Green gets suspended for game 5, nobody cares. It's just the Warriors blew a 3-1 lead, and that's all people say in the conversation. It's over. So, we got to kind of keep things in context, man.
Yes, the Lakers are up 110-96.
Sure. The Los Angeles Lakers trying to make a run for it and seal this game from the Bulls. Let's see if the Bulls can continue to move. You got Kobe White with a big-time floater in the lane. I mean, the Bulls ain't done. It's 3:35. I mean, a stop here, a stop there. They need a stop. But let's see what happens in this play. You got D'Lo. Of course, you got AD lurking for the screen, and he gets it. D'Lo dumps it back to AD. Austin Reaves is in the game. Snipers is on deck. We got, oh my goodness, Austin Reaves. One time they counted that.
Hey, I like that kid.
This dude Austin Reaves is a problem.
I love that kid. I love that kid.
I've been telling you that, Flight. I've been telling you about Austin Reaves. You sleeping.
Hey, man.
Gotta get them drops together. Gotta get them drops together.
Hey, Austin Reaves is
hold on. Before we continue, Dex, you remember that handshake shit, right? We was talking about.
Yeah. I see you. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Stay alert, brother. Stay alert.
Because that could have been Reeves,
Yep.
But go ahead.
Well, no, Austin Reaves is with with a lot of let me back up. The problem I have with a lot of players is their lack of IQ. Because they're talented physically, but they just don't think basketball properly. So when I watch a guy like Austin Reaves or PJ Tucker, and at one point Chandler Parsons was that kind of player, it's a testament of how they think basketball, and they can creep into spaces that their athleticism doesn't necessarily have them belong to. So I love seeing those guys play their careers out and help teams out, because high IQ always works, man. And so that's why I love that kid, man. I saw him play 2 times, a year or so ago. I was like, oh yeah, that kid can go. And so it's good that everybody just kind of coming to the party late, but that they're arriving right now.
I mean, definitely a great young player. He's gonna definitely command some paper. Now all this money I've been hearing is definitely gonna come to pass. He got 17 big buckets. Imagine if he get them to the playoffs and have a big outing. Now he's not a bad one double. The Lakers gonna be in trouble, man. They're gonna have to pay somebody.
Yeah, well, they gotta pay the right people is the problem.
That's what I'm saying. I can see Reeves walking. Somebody gonna put the
Everybody
chicken
keeps
on the
saying
table. Somebody gonna put the chicken on the table. I'm telling you, they're gonna somebody gonna put down 80, 90 million on the table for Reeves. I'm telling you, he's gonna do something crazy in the playoffs. When he knocked down 5 or 6 threes, that's gonna give him a bag.
Yeah,
and the Lakers can't afford that.
I mean, yeah, that's what Caruso did. Caruso cashed out. He played high IQ, a kid from Texas A&M who didn't belong, necessarily in the NBA. He played his way into it, and I talked about March Madness. Another guy who got his name for himself in March Madness, playing with Daniel House. They had a big comeback win. I guess I forgot who Texas A&M beat.
Keep him. Yeah,
but
they need to try to keep him because he's a young player. Y'all need to hold on to as many young assets as you can.
Well, smart
as
assets.
LeBron is on the way out. But this could be pricey.
Well, we need to keep smart players. We need to keep smart players.
Oh my goodness, Reeves. Oh man, hold on. Timeout. Then he said, then he returned the favor and said he was too small. Oh my goodness. This is Reeves in his bag. Reeves is in his bag, y'all.
He's a good player, man. Good player.
Yeah. I'm shocked that he's this good.
The other kid was pretty good too, man. And I'm not trying to just insinuate only white players, but that kid Wagner was pretty good for us at the beginning of the year too. I'm surprised we didn't hold on to him. I don't know what he's doing now. But I remember watching both of them. I'm like, shit. Because remember the narrative earlier was that the Lakers couldn't shoot. I remember looking and doing a live stream. Those two were above 40% when the Lakers, quote unquote, couldn't shoot. Well, actually, it's not even quote unquote. The Lakers couldn't shoot. But those two were 40% above, and I watch them play, and they know how to play within the confines of the game, right? And so it's just, I think the Lakers should put more of a premium on guys who can just play in space and know their role instead of looking for names. And that's why I love going and getting Jared Vanderbilt, who was supposed to be a lot better than what he is right now. But Vanderbilt's a difference maker, bro. Beasley, a difference maker. And it's not because they're going to give you gaudy stats. It's just because they're smart basketball players who play hard. And, I want to give those brothers credit, too, because that's why we're a better basketball team. We were winning without LeBron James on the court. And that's why. You brought in those right pieces.
You're right. I got 117 to 106. The Bulls got it to 11. Let's see what AD does. LeBron is out the game. I wonder what's going on. He had a minutes restriction.
Oh, he don't need to be in the game right now.
Yeah. Go and get him out.
Yeah, you never know. Something might go wrong. AD got 36 and 10. That's big time.
Yep. That's good.
He started to play back like I need to. He wasn't playing like this, in the beginning of the year.
Well, I think he wasn't healthy at the beginning.
Okay, who's something?
He never is.
Exactly. So yeah. But when he's healthy, I mean, the dude is a monstrosity of a human being as far as putting up the stat line and being a filibuster.
And check it. It's funny how everybody always forgets how good he is. And then, like, when he give you this long 10-game streak of putting up 30 and 12 or whatever, he's put up, then he just reminds you, he's like, oh, man, AD going off. But you think about it, this dude been a top 10 player for about damn near last decade.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not top 10, but top 15 player the last decade. So it's funny how people give him such, I'm not going to say backhanded compliments, but, like, it's just funny how people just always forget how good he is because he's never healthy.
I really think that AD really cemented his legacy when they made that bubble run, and then once they got into the playoff situation, he was really MVP to me. I don't know how they gave it to LeBron, but
absolutely,
yeah.
Well, we all know how LeBron got it.
Yeah, we got definitely get into that. Shout out Rap Guy Reloaded.
Yeah, we definitely know how LeBron got that, man. It's a like you say, it's a machine. The LeBron James camp is a machine, bro. A lot of stuff. I'm gonna say this, and Hoop Jargon told you first. His legacy is gonna age horribly with time, because when people stop being amazed by clutch sports and all that, when you just start looking at what he did. A lot of people gonna start cutting to their legacy because you see people trying to do it with Jordan now. It's just like, and I'm not even a Jordan fan. There's nothing you can do with that. Like, the dude was just next to a perfect basketball player. It is what it is. I just personally, I'm a Kobe guy. Like, I like Kobe over Jordan every day, all day. But I know Kobe couldn't sniff Jordan jockstrap. I know that. But I like Kobe. So people gonna start cutting into this dude's legacy, man. And so Hoop Jargon told you first, man. Just watch over the years, bro.
Now that you mentioned LeBron, to segue to that, he has been surpassed by Floyd Mayweather as the richest black athlete in the United States.
Damn.
So Floyd finally passed LeBron. And listen, he passed LeBron on a fiasco showing of that exposition boxing that he displayed, which was god awful, but yet he made $190 million freaking dollars.
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy.
That's how bad people want to see Floyd get his ass whooped.
Bingo.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy that you said that, man. But I don't know. Yeah, they did have this kind of stuff. You said that people was paying for Floyd to get his ass whooped.
Oh yeah,
like they was doing.
Nowadays, I'm gonna come out with a video on this now. Not today, but basically the number one thing that's killing boxing is Fire Sticks, Amazon Fire Sticks.
Mm.
You know, and I don't know if it was I think it was shit like that going on with Floyd was popping, but right now it's at the all-time high. You know, can any fighter get to that level that Floyd was doing with this kind of free shit going on? No,
Yeah,
people
it's
don't want
tough.
to pay for nothing. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, like for instance, this Tank Garcia fight is what is it gonna be like $80? And Kid Austin gonna be on the card. Yo, motherfuckers got to pay for this shit. I'm paying for that shit. I'm not. Well, I think they're gonna have it on DAZN too. It's two options, but I'm gonna let y'all know. You know, but people should pay for this shit because that's killing the sport, man. Or this Fire Stick is crazy, man.
I ain't
But
gonna
Yeah, that
lie.
game is over with. The Lakers win
like it's
121, 110.
I'm on the Fire Stick game. I ain't gonna lie to you.
yeah, see?
I ain't paying him nothing. How dollar bill say on Players Club? I ain't
Right.
paying him nothing. But
You got league pass?
hell no, I got other means of watching.
Hell no.
I ain't
Yeah,
paying him nothing.
Hoop joggers operating in the underground.
the underground circuit. I'm in the underground circuit. Hey man, listen. They don't care about my broke ass. So hey, the feeling's mutual. Goddamn. But no, on some real stuff though. I mean, listen, boxing can be that to answer your question. It's just though those stars got to promote themselves better, man. And you know what's cool, man? Doing Super Bowl, I got to hang with Raven Charlo, and I know that if you
You
follow
need to find
boxing,
an Anthony Davis picture.
hey, if you can think of the last name Charlo, if you know boxing, that's a ring a
Yeah.
bell. The Charlo twins, right?
Yeah.
He's their older brother. So I spent a whole week with this dude. And I'm, him talking to I think Jamar and Jamel, and just they got that star power. They just boxers don't know how to self-promote like Floyd does. And that's the problem. Floyd knows go ahead.
But hoop jogging, the reason why Floyd was that box office dude is because he was controversial. I mean,
I was just about to say,
not in the ring, but outside that ring. You follow what I'm
well,
saying? He had a lot of controversial decisions, right? And I'm not gonna go into them. And that helped and catapulted him to be such a dynamic view. Because, like
all
I
right,
said, people was paying to see somebody
to see him
kick
whoop his
his
ass.
butt.
I was that guy because I used to hate Floyd. I'm indifferent on Floyd now. I wanted Pacquiao to whoop
Are
his
you
ass.
from Houston?
Yeah. I mean, Floyd not from Houston.
Treachery.
He's from like Brooklyn.
Okay.
Yeah. No, he's not from Houston. No, if he's from Houston, then yeah, all bets are off. I'm rooting for everybody in Houston, not named Lizzo. You know what I'm talking about?
But
So
he was just raised in Houston?
no, he just probably has some ties to Houston, but no, he's not from Houston.
Oh, okay.
But at any rate, Floyd also did a good job of it's called judo. When you got bad press, you flip it. It's something good. Floyd was excellent at that. And so he always had, when he fought a Mexican fighter, he fought him on Cinco de Mayo and shit like that, right? Because he knows the racial angle. People go, again, not only they want to see his ass whooped, people want to see a black dude get his ass whooped. So he understood that. He did a really good job of that. And boxing need to be a little more shrewd in that regard. Because it definitely
But boxing have a history for that. I mean, Alexis Arguello and Aaron Pryor, Cesar Chavez and Meldrick Taylor. Those were matches in that same ilk. That was more on a Mexican Pride Day. You know what I'm saying? To beat the brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But
Canelo
Floyd
be
flipped
doing
it
that
though.
shit. No, I ain't gonna lie. People buy Canelo shit. He Mexican. He like
Absolutely.
he get more pay-per-view buys than Tank.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I'm saying this was happening in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? Late 70s.
Oh
Wilford Benitez, even though he's not Mexican, but he's Latin. Wilford
Which is
Benitez
enough. It's enough.
Sugar Ray Duran and Sugar Ray. You know what I'm saying? Roberto Duran and Sugar Ray. They've been doing that. It just, by the time it got to Floyd, it was an explosion. You know what I'm saying? To see who was the toughest. Because even with Pernell Whitaker, they was doing that to some degree.
Well,
It's just that old boy rocked them, you know what I mean? And that was it for Pernell.
But here's what Floyd did. Floyd would go promote it with like a Mexican garb on and shit like that. Like he played into that heavy.
Yeah. He was definitely a caricature.
Yeah, so and it's gonna come with hate. And some dudes got this complex where they say they don't care about haters, but they do. Look no further than the YouTube game. Like we all know Flight. You know what time it is, right?
yeah.
The game is like, everybody, man, you're football haters, but we start to see, like some people do. Some people would prefer not to be hated on. Floyd didn't give a shit. Floyd like, yo, this is what it is. And then he tried to say shit in Spanish. He clearly fucking up on Spanish because he wanted all that. The hate and love is in the same birth. Like they're the same thing. It's just flipped. But what it does draw is interest. Whether you want to see him get his ass whooped or if you black, then you see all the people who want Floyd to get his ass whooped. So what are you naturally gonna do? Man, Floyd whoop his ass. It's genius. It's passion. Basically, it's passion. Negative and positive. It's passion. Floyd coined the market on people's emotions. That's why he's a rich man right now.
Why I keep doing that?
And then he also he fought smart. That he never was offensive. Now, when I was younger, I hated the way he fought, but I appreciate it now as an older man, almost 40 years old. I was like, God damn it, that's brilliant. But when I was younger, go ahead. No, I was saying when I was younger, I wanted to see him back that talk up with just annihilating somebody. But we see, i.e. Deontay Wilder, that's not the smart approach because you're going to get put on your tail with somebody who really can really mess with you. Floyd was so brilliant that he took that defensive style, whether you like it or not. He's going to survive the fight. He's going to preserve his body. And he's going to come to the next time thinking he's going to give you something else. He's going to do the same thing. Brilliant, dog. He's just a brilliant guy, man. Even though he's a dumbass in a lot of ways, but as far as boxing and promoting, brilliant.
Can't argue with none of those statements. You know, now you got all the fighters now wanting to be like him. You know, have that perfect record. You know, cherry pick fights. You know, so it's good to see two undefeated fighters fight against each other. You know, because you don't see that often. Everybody's scared because they want to go out like Floyd.
There you go.
But it ain't gonna happen. You know, for everybody. That's the problem. But shit changing, and that'll help boxing. If you see some bigger fights, bigger and bigger fights, you got the big name versus who the hell is this dude? Mm-hmm. You know, you got to stop that. All these people in the same goddamn division. And you ain't saying they fat names we ain't never heard of. Nah, it's getting ridiculous.
Yeah. Listen, man, the game is to be played, man. And I don't care for Floyd like that, but as I step back as a grown man, I'm like, this dude was genius. He was genius. He played it the right way. Beside, you know, his opponent. Now he fought people when they were older, which was smart, or when they was young, i.e. Canelo. He was smart fighting Maidana, and it's just what he knew what to do, dog. He knew to catch that person at the right time. It's almost like, you know how like basketball is kind of getting cheated a little bit because the analytics tell you when the best shot is to take it this time based on the, you know, the game pace and all that. Floyd was like that with picking an opponent. And then it got all us riled up, but he knew it's a checkmate. If you guys watch Creed 3, when this boy was a young boy and he found that dude weakness, he's like, checkmate, came back next round, knocked him out. That's pretty much what Floyd is, man. It's checkmate before it's even started because I know who I'm fighting. I know what to expect. It's checkmate. Before it even started, I'm going to have all these clowns pay all this money to see me lose. And it just was a brilliant formula, man.
I agree with that. You know, boxing, like I said, it'll come back around. Salute to everybody in the chat. You know, listen, we have breaking news today. Oh, I see my man Coffee. You know, he always got something. We always got something. We're gonna be diverging a lot tonight, man. I definitely want to get your thoughts, man. We got breaking news earlier today. If people not familiar, LeVar Ball, the big baller himself, is on a world tour promoting Big Baller brand to never before seen heights. We about to start turning up the train. Don't get it, nothing mixed and screwed. You know, we're gonna be rocking with the Ball family. That's number one here in Flight Sports. You might see a lot of different things, but Ball family content rules here. And we're gonna start promoting a lot of things that's been happening. But LeVar Ball is out there in New Zealand. He just came from Australia. Right now, he in New Zealand, and he broke news earlier today stating that LeAngelo Ball wants to play for the New Zealand Breakers, a team in the NBL. You know, LeVar Ball also stated that He will be getting in contact with the general manager, you know, and you have the whole NBL fan base in a frenzy as we speak. You know, what's your thoughts on that all access? We got breaking news on LiAngelo Ball.
Yes, I'm familiar with the situation, and like I said, you know, the bar is out there doing this thing, promoting being that Don King type of figure that we know him to be when it comes to his boys, parading their skills and their asset to any team to bring seats, fill those seats up. But me myself, I mean, you know, I wish he stays in the state. But we see that him being in the state that under the Charlotte Hornets auspice, I could say, it hasn't been a fair ride. It hasn't been a pretty journey. I mean, his journey in itself was arduous, and now he gets into the clutches of the Charlotte Hornets organization, and it seemed like his dreams are slowly dissipating, and they're flowing in a direction that is not fan friendly. So I understand the nature of the change to probably reinvent himself to get back that stir and to get back that tornado of confidence, because the Charlotte Hornets organization and the Greensboro Swarm seem like, as FYF said in the past, they're not prioritizing this guy. Regardless of his skill set and regardless of what he brings, that ain't what they want. And now when we look at Michael Jordan, because see, I can say FYF was right to a certain degree on that end. But then on the other spectrum, we was right about Michael Jordan. Because I mean, I got firsthand information that Michael Jordan was puppet master on a lot of this things concerning the ball situation. You follow what I'm saying? And a lot of people thought was calling me a cap on that. And now when we look at it, he's in serious negotiation per Woj and ESPN of selling the team. How often did we talk about that flight on Flight Sports TV? That Mike is gonna sell that team. The NBA gonna push him out. Didn't we say that? I mean, we got the receipts now. If anybody want to call us on it, we got the receipts. And we've been saying that for the last 7 months at least, that the NBA and Adam Silver and them is going to push him out, because I hate to say it, he's treating it like his welfare, because it's guaranteed money. And that's something that white folks just don't want. Black people just getting free money. It's like giving them reparation. You know what I'm saying? Giving Michael Jordan that Charlotte opportunity is like giving one black man reparation. So that is not what they want. That is not what they're promoting. So now you got the team, you got minority owners within the organization, not outside the organization. Within the organization is trying to galvanize financial interests to buy the majority stake of the Charlotte Hornets, and where Mike will still have a stake. He's not all the way out. He still have a stake in the team, but he won't have the say so. You follow what I'm saying? He won't have that majority voice and that veto power. So
day-to-day operations.
So when you look at LiAngelo, I'm telling you, if they sell this team, I guarantee you, if LiAngelo don't leave, he's going to have a more of a prominent role, because it doesn't make sense that you have the face of the franchise as LaMelo LaFrance Ball, and then you shitting on his brother when he obviously said this is one of the things that he wanted. And now, I'm not saying LaMelo this is his mindset, but it appears, I'm only speculating here, it appears that LaMelo have really no interest in being a member of the Charlotte Hornets. He loved the city, he loved the environment, but as far as playing for the team, it seems like he really doesn't show that much of an interest of really being there. Because maybe what they're doing to his brother, because he is family oriented, right? We know LaMelo's family, regardless of all these stupid streams trying to draw him away from his dad or pry him away from his dad, pry him away from his big brother Lonzo or whatever that situation that these demonic people was trying to do on a daily basis. He is very fond of his brothers. LaMelo dedicated his rookie season to Lonzo. Do they talk about that? No, they ain't gonna tell you that. He dedicated his rookie season to Lonzo and wore his number based on that. LaMelo could have wore any number outside of number 2. He couldn't get number 1, so he could have wore any number that was available, but he chose 2 because it was relevant to Lonzo, and he dedicated his rookie season based on that. So Jello being summons and being advertised as a commodity for the NBL, they already know what happened when LaMelo was there, what all the fanfare drew. So they're going to be apt to accept LiAngelo Ball at the drop of the dime if LiAngelo Ball wants to go ahead and do that. But we have heard from LiAngelo before that he didn't really want to go overseas. He said that in the interview in the Slam magazine. He didn't want to go overseas. His dream is to play in the States, and that's what he's pursuing. But since that dream has come somewhat derailed based on the regime of the Charlotte Hornets, I'm talking about Mikey, Buddy, and Mitty, not really prioritizing their star player because their star player to them was a fluke. I'm telling you the honest God truth. To them, he was a fluke because they thought they can bring him in slowly and let Terry and Gordon, especially Gordon, chaperone that team to respectability, right? And it didn't happen. It was the opposite. It was a young 19-year-old coming out of the NBL with a injured foot, getting on that stage and usurping one of their favorite fanboys and Devontae Graham and taking that team to a whole nother stratosphere. And they still didn't appreciate all of the loot. I'm talking about loot that they was getting from new fanfare, new interest, and new selling of jerseys in LaMelo Ball.
I'm gonna add a few to those things, those talking points. You laid out perfectly.
Yeah, we about to shut it down. I'm about to switch up the title. We got a lot of things to talk about. Keep going.
Yeah, so just real quick, I'm gonna just hit the talking points. The first and foremost, I remember you saying about the boys being close to their father. As a guy who's obviously, y'all know I've been around LeVar before, literally showing us text of like what LaMelo was saying about Borrego at the time, the team at the time. So all the people who speculate that he don't talk to his dad, I'm sorry, I've been in the room where like, yo, Hoop Jogger, read this one. Hoop Jogger, read this. Barfact, read that.
This, man?
Man, you know that the usual suspects, man. Come on now. I see. you trying to make this spicy right here, sir. But literally, I'm like, again, we reading the text and seeing what his boy who allegedly don't talk to him sharing intimate feelings about his situation in Charlotte. But this is a kid who allegedly don't talk to his dad. So that's one thing. So to kind of back Dex's point that they are close to their father, which they are. They're just their own men too. I think we more than know that by now. But people like to kind of take that little bit wedge of dissension, meaning you don't listen to your dad in whatever capacity, and they just run with the narrative. Secondly, now this is where LeVar and Camp probably not going to like my take on it, but I've been saying this for damn near 2 years on YouTube. This is a good thing for LiAngelo because to me, he was always going to be an over the meadow and through the woods kind of guy to the NBA, meaning he's not going to be your typical path guy just because the way they deem his talent, right, it's just not on a premium. And the reference I always use was PJ Tucker. And LeVar, I know for a fact, don't like that, but that's just my assessment, right? So based on my assessment, if we know PJ's story, he got drafted by the Raptors, didn't really work out, went overseas for a few years, perfected his game, and came over, and now everybody wants his services, right? And they're about a similar build. And I say this all the time. I played against PJ in college. He played at the University of Texas. Easily the worst NBA player I've played in my life. Easily. I can name about 12. He the least talented of what I've seen. And it's just from individual game standpoint, but he has a valuable skill set that people will still pay him for. And not only people, championship level teams want. So I think this is good. And also I said for the last 2 years that LiAngelo playing overseas is it's a good thing. Go play, like you said, create the buzz, and then the NBA gonna come groveling, and it's gonna be goofy because you already had them and you didn't use them. But go over there, put the work in, show you're valuable on that stage, like your younger brother did, like your boy RJ Hampton went over there and did, and come on back, and then it's gonna be different. But listen, you want to talk to my accountant first, though. Talk to my agent first if you want me over there. Then the dynamic changes from, well, y'all gonna bring me up, and now there's like, oh no, how much you gonna pay me to come over there? It can switch up just like that. I tell you who, and then I'll land the plane here. Who's low key playing themselves into another situation like that? Dwight Howard. He over there in Laosha, wherever the damn country he in. But all we see is these gaudy numbers he's putting up. I wouldn't be surprised if Dwight Howard come back to the NBA next year. Sometimes you just got to got to grind a little harder, and you got to go play, be this uncomfort. Damn it. You got to be uncomfortable a little bit and go in there, pound the pavement, do your work. And then all of a sudden, all the teams want you. And in my last talking point, it just reminds me when I played ball overseas, man, my first job I took was in Portugal. It was hard. And I saw that I was way better than that team. But I had a coach tell me like from Bahrain, which is like Middle East, he was like, man, I love your college film, but the fact of the matter is you don't have European film yet. And I swear to God, once I put my European film out, I can start picking teams like goddamn cherries on a goddamn bush. It's just different. Once you go get that film logged in, things change. So I'm looking forward to LeAngelo going over there and feel like the man again, because he's been 2 years with the Swarm, and it's he's been a plug and play guy. Not very much the how can I put it? Not the
feature
person.
player. The feature player.
Yeah, so he's not been a feature player, but you go over there and you kill in the NBL, then things change. So I'm very much looking forward to LeAngelo doing that. And then it's almost like D-Rod, man, amongst people who consider you to be good. Once one person who has clout says you're good, i.e. scouts, agents, and shit like that, then the whole ball game changes. Now everybody wants you because the other person wants you. And the first step is going to have to just put in some real film out there.
And to add to that nugget is that
whoa. Hey, when you get through adding to that, can I say something at the
yeah. You can. No, most definitely. Yeah, to add to that is that LeAngelo, for those who didn't know, had an opportunity to play in the NBL at the same time as LaMelo, but the agency felt it was best that LaMelo stayed up front and LeAngelo not come just yet, because it could cloud LaMelo's ascension. So they didn't want that to happen. So he sacrificed. So he's like, okay, I'm gonna stay out the way and let my brother get the recognition so he can go ahead and move forward. You know what I'm saying? Because it seemed like at the time, Rock Nation wanted to push more LaMelo than LeAngelo and Lonzo, and that's probably the reason why Lonzo split with Rock Nation and went with Clutch, because Clutch was talking more featuring Lonzo and putting focus and emphasis on him in his career and not smother him with his brothers. So now you get the situation where LeAngelo have sacrificed, and LaMelo wanted to give that back to his brother. I mean, come on. I mean, who else wouldn't want to do that, right? That's your brother sacrificed for you. He wasn't selfish. He got out the way. He let you get that shine in the NBL because he was offered to the NBL as well. You follow what I'm saying? And they had their conference. They talked about it. So he faded away and let LaMelo do his thing. I don't know if you guys know that or not, if you knew that information or not. So now it's LeAngelo's turn, and LaMelo was trying to return that favor by using whatever clout he had, but he was up against Mikey. And it's hard when you're up against the God himself. You follow what I'm saying? So
God, hey, Dex, slow down.
I'm talking about the basketball ladies, bro.
No, I
Come on, bro.
understand what you're saying.
Yeah, come on. Don't do that, Vern. Don't start that. Don't start that. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I know he's not God.
Dex, not Mikey, Dexy. Look, First of all, look here. You bogus with that in the first of all because look now you always saying they finna run Michael Jordan out on the broomstick because of the fact he shouldn't have been around because he was playing the 500, getting rich off that 500. Now his stuff is coming around in the NBA with the organization within the organization. They found out his stuff stinks real fast, but it's been stink for a long time. I'm gonna tell you something, Jack. Jack. You was one of the first ones to say that he was going 50-50, but Jack, you agreed with it 50-50. You thought it was all well and good. But and then when it was Melo, and then Dex, I ain't gonna question because you ain't got to answer. But then when Melo get up out there, it start being a strange thing now. We already knew Melo should have been out there. And then when they faked and pump faked to say they was gonna bring Jello on just to make it seem like Lonzo was gonna bum rush behind the whole deal for less than nothing, everybody wasn't satisfied because they didn't want Lonzo out there with Melo anyway. It's okay for Jello to be out there, but they didn't want Lonzo out there because that's going to take the ball out of Melo's hand and all this other stuff. So we went through that for a whole year and a half. Now we see how that turned out. Now all of a sudden they own something else. Now it seems like the Ball family is having problems. Not the Charlotte Hornets, but the Ball family now because Melo's not on the same page. Lonzo not on the same page, and Jello's not on the same page. Matter of fact, all three of them to get surgery. So now it seems like it's failing somewhere. Where is it failing at? Because maybe you're right. They ain't on the same page. Maybe they do need to get on the same page. And they ain't LeBron need to get on that same page. If they all want to go in their own direction, then they go in their own direction. They take their million followers and go that direction, and go take their million followers and go in that direction. That ain't gonna make sense. The Ball brand shouldn't have been never changed, and it ain't been changed, and Lonzo was wrong when he suggested it. It was for them in the first place. But it's also for others on the outside, too, to respect that brand. In order to go out with that brand, you have to respect that brand. Not that brand going to be giving you thousands and billions of dollars. It's just because you respect that brand. Evidently, they don't want to respect that brand. So therein lies their problem. Not Charlotte's, not the Bulls, and not the G League team out there with Jello to swarm neither. That's
the Lakers are officially the 8th seed with the win tonight. Yeah, Uncle Vern, I understand exactly. But you knew what I was saying, Uncle Vern. You was being facetious. You know that Michael Jordan, hold on, you know Michael Jordan's not no God, but he is a God. You know what I'm saying? But he ain't the ultimate God. Basketball?
Man, tell me what kind of God is it? Because last time I checked, we how many gods we got because they said Deion Sanders is a God. And I looked at this record, it looked way better than Michael Jordan's. So we go back records and we see who gonna be sitting at them tables. Now we talk about them tables, we gonna put them as gods. Well, how many gods we got sitting at them tables? He ain't that great to be telling you because be honest with you, he'll fail.
We're talking basketball.
He'll fail you right now. You talk about basketball.
I disagree with you on that. I think Michael Jordan is definitely a basketball guy.
He'll fail you in business, and these people.
How can he be a failure? He's a billionaire.
These people that he got working for him too. They fail you. They going to be failures.
He's not a failure in business. I disagree with that too. Now I don't agree with his method.
They don't have.
I don't agree with his method when it came to LiAngelo, how they played him. But he's not a failure. He was Michael.
As the leader, owner of the team.
Hold on, Uncle Vern. Hold on. Don't let your emotions slant your logic.
He's a failure as owner of a team. I don't care how many billions he made. He's a failure. And
I don't think he's a failure because when you want to measure him being a failure, are you measuring because he don't have a championship? Because maybe his goal at one time in life was to be an owner of a basketball team. So if that was one of his goals, he met that goal. So that's success.
LeBron Ball was too. Matter of fact, he was the owner of the whole league.
Yeah, he's successful.
Yeah, but we're not successful. But we're not speaking about LeVar. We're not making a comparison. We're just speaking about solely Michael Jordan being a failure, and I disagree wholeheartedly with that.
Before, Michael Jordan is 50-50. He's 500.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
As the owner.
Do that make you a failure? If you're 50-50, that makes you average.
It don't make you that far from the red.
That means you get a C grade, right?
It don't make you that far from the red.
But you get a C grade. You're not below it.
Hey, you don't make you that far from the red. The only way you can go,
now,
only way you can go down, the only way you can go now is up with Michael Jordan. You think?
but remember, but Uncle Vern and everybody, remember, I always stated that Michael Jordan was frugal when it came to
Everything.
unleashing
What
his
do that word
pocketbook.
frugal mean? It means stupid.
No,
No,
it means you
cheap.
don't spend money like that.
Yeah, cheap. A miser. He's a miser.
Yep, absolutely.
Hey,
He's
hey,
conservative in every way in his life. He's conservative, man.
Jay.
Yes, sir.
Except gambling.
AJ,
Yeah,
that's
that's
50
right.
50. AJ, that's 50-50. That's plenty 50-50. A scared man, a
Well,
scared man ain't gonna make no money. He ain't
Well,
gonna be at no dice game. He ain't gonna be at the table long because he know how to get you. He think
But
he
Uncle
know how
Vern,
to gamble, huh?
but Uncle Vern,
And
go back.
he prides himself as a gambler. First of all,
Uncle
not a
Vern, go back a little
basketball
bit.
player.
Uncle
Not a
Vern, go back a
baseball
little
player.
bit.
He prides himself as a gambler.
But
Am I
Uncle Vern,
right
go
or
back.
wrong?
well,
Uncle
with
Vern.
gambling, yes. In other things, not so much.
Yeah,
So
there
Uncle
you go,
Vern, listen,
AJ.
listen to this right here, Uncle Vern.
Yeah.
One thing about Mike, now, like I said, I don't agree with everything Michael Jordan, but
He's full of shit.
I'm not going to fantasize on misleading, nor I'm going to confabulate to make me feel good. You follow what I'm saying? Michael Jordan is a very successful human being. Now, his means and methods, I may not agree with. His political pursuits, I may not agree with. But when it comes to meeting your mark, he has done that on multifacets. That's the only thing I'm saying.
You say he
I'm not saying
have or he haven't. He have
he
or he
has,
haven't.
he has.
Not multifacets because not the ownership. Not
He's an
ownership as
owner.
the NBA. Not
You,
ownership as the
you know how
NBA
rare
should
it
have.
is to be an owner of a professional franchise, and especially in an elite or from an elite organization like the NBA. That is absurdly surprising. And not only is he one of the elite amongst them, he's the only black, only
He's the only player. He's the only player who owns the
on.
team.
But don't even mention player. Just you know what I'm saying? He's the only black person. That's historical in itself. As much as we
Circle.
put into these
But
leagues, he is the only, and we have to recognize that. That's the only thing I'm saying. You don't have to agree with everything he does, but when it comes to his pursuits and accomplishing his goals, I'm quite sure he met more of his goals than we have combined.
I live with Jordan's resume
that's
as
it.
as a human.
Hey, Jack, whoa, Jack. Okay, I understand that. Okay, I look at it as a certain human being. So when it goes down, well, okay, I have to look at it as a person. Okay, match me up to him, or match um my ethnicity up to his ethnicity. But that's not the measuring stick. We talk about people in the NBA, owners in the NBA. That's not the measuring stick, though, Dex. So he got the matter of fact, his measure stick can't compare with mine. He can't add it with my person like mine. He got to go with the bill with the Gates as far as on the money side, and he also on the business side as far as the professional sport. He got to deal with some guys out there
No,
what's
no,
the name
he's
of
not
in
measured.
the
No,
Clippers.
that's not true. He's not
He
measured
got to
with Bill
deal with the
Gates.
Clippers. That
No,
do
that's not true.
magnificent.
He's not in that spectrum because he's
I
not in
mean, what do you mean he's
technology.
not that
Because
spectrum?
all those dudes
Because
were
he's not
billionaires.
in technology.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
Michael's
I'm
in the
not talking about the
sports and
technology. I'm
entertainment.
talking about the NBA. Them owners, he got to deal with the rest of the owners.
Yeah, but
He
you
got to
said
deal
Bill
with
Gates though, bro.
this Dex. He got to deal with Dallas owners. He got to deal with the Clippers
But those
owners.
guys were from technology. They came from the techie
No.
spectrum.
They in his
That's
business.
different.
They in his
Michael
range.
came from blood,
They're
sweat,
in
and
his
tears.
business. They're in
Come
his
on,
range.
dude.
He's not successful as they are. So as this goes toward a ladder, and that thing right there, regardless of what color he is and that ethnicity, he ain't successful. There
Uh,
you go. That's
I,
my point.
okay,
I can
all right.
care
I'm
about
gonna let
I
that
can
rest.
care about the rest. I can
I'm
care
gonna let
about
that rest
everybody
in your
else.
nest. I'm gonna let that rest in your nest.
Bet. He's not, and right now he's talking about bailing out.
Well, I think he's being forced. Remember, we talked about that about seven, 8 months ago.
Dex. Wait. First of all,
I don't think he
he
want to quit. You think he want to quit making billions?
no, not. I think he has no other choice because
I think that's what I'm
I
saying. He has
think
no
he
other
can't
choice.
handle his own business. I think he
Mm,
can't. I think he's coming to a where now he can't even handle his own business. He can't keep people outside the front of his house and be happy about it. He got to
mm.
come downstairs and chase them away. I see
And you
things
know what's
changing
interesting
in this
about that,
life.
Uncle Vern? You know what's
What?
interesting about that is that
yeah.
he wants to come down to the bench after LaMelo gets hurt. That
Yeah,
that is such a
that's
sore eye.
ridiculous. That's
That's a
ridiculous.
sore eye for
You
real.
need to speak up for that.
Dude is bad on business. He been bad on business for a long time. That's my point. Dex, I ain't drunk,
I
I ain't
disagree on
stupid,
that
and I ain't
aspect,
lost
though.
my
But
mind. I've been
to each
telling
his
you,
own.
hey Dex, this one thing that you do know. I've been
He's
telling
been
you
a
that
shitty,
dude is real
he's been a
decent
shitty
and
owner,
good.
of the Hornets. Can you agree with that? He's made some missteps.
Of course,
Yeah, for
we
sure.
highlight that.
That's all
We
I'm
highlight that
I,
all the time.
let's
But
can we?
that'll make
I
him a
know.
failure. That's what
Can
I'm
we?
saying.
Can we agree on this? He done made
Yeah,
a.
he said he a bad businessman.
Hey, wait.
Like,
We can agree on this. He done made a lot of money. We can agree on that one. He's been very successful getting
But he
that
made
money.
money before he was an owner. That's what my point. He made money
I
before
mean,
he was an owner.
But all he
when we
was in
talking
to
Jordan
make money.
Brand, we talking
But
Jordan Brand. It's like one of the most successful enterprises in football in
Yeah,
shoe history. So I mean,
hey,
the
hey,
business
Jake,
ain't been too bad.
that's what I'm trying to say. They forget that part. Recent bias.
Hey, Jay, look here. I was just sitting back earlier today and watching that thing about Michael Jordan and that Nike brand and how they came through and all them people that was
Okay, let me
dying
put
and
it this
stuff
way.
how
If
that
he's such a
thing.
let me close it on this. If he's such a
Jay,
bad
I know your
businessman, you
job is
remember he's been
tough,
in
but
business since
let me stop
1984,
that.
right? He's been in
Dex,
business since 1984.
Dex,
How
it's
many years
still
is that?
today. It's still today. It's still going on today. He's still stopping those what's the name things. So when they do open it up so they can go sell them, it's still gonna be sellouts and crowds at them stores and doing all they gonna do. It's
Like I
still a
said, we're
white
not going to agree
Dex,
on everything,
Dex,
but
this, of course
we
you're
have
not
to
because
agree
I
that
know
he's
what
been
I'm
in
talking
business
about.
since
It's go
1984. How many
it's
businesses
go it's
in the
go
top 500,
it's
Fortune
gonna
top
continue
500,
to
have
be
been in business since 1984,
that Dex.
outside of oil?
Now, see, you speaking for Michael Jordan, and you know, let me speak for what I know about that. But you just want to cut me off. You don't want to hear me.
I don't
And
want
you
you with that
and the
recency bias.
last thing you just said was something about oil. What was you saying again?
I
Say
said
it.
outside of oil. What business that you can just name off the top that been in business since 1984?
Um, Pumas. Pumas.
Are they a Fortune 500 company?
Well, they're on their way because they got Mello. He's a
see,
force.
see, see, that's what I'm
Mello,
saying.
Yeah,
You're
Mello
gonna
Ball is
you
on.
gonna keep
Hey,
stretching
now
them
see,
young.
this
they
is what
better
I
come out
mean
with a
by
better
this is what.
sneaker. They better perfect that next
Hey,
shoe.
thanks, Dex. Look, this is what I mean, Dex, when I say that. When I mention something, you don't really want to hear. So what you do, you cut it off. But you didn't
Oh
cut it off
Because
wow.
to spite.
you're not answering the question properly.
What was the question?
I said Fortune
What other
500. You
is
said
Fortune
Puma,
500 has
and
been
then
around since the 80s?
I said is Puma
Pumas,
is
Pumas,
Puma's a Fortune 500
Pumas,
company? You said not really.
Pumas. Is there a matter of fact, you answer that. Is there a Fortune 500 company?
That I don't know because I don't study Puma
Well,
like
then
that.
why is you
But I
sitting
know
up there
Nike is.
denying it then? I
I know
said, why
Jordan
you
brand is.
denying it then? You just want to question my point.
But are you guessing?
Hey,
Because can
look
you
here.
tell me, are they
Look.
really a Fortune
Well,
500
LaMelo,
company?
look, they gave LaMelo Ball $100 million for 10 years just to
And
endorse their brand.
you know what a Fortune 500 company can make?
Of
They're in
course.
the billions.
Well, I think they making that now because he's selling out on he making more Jordan's jump brand look real silly right now. Just him alone. That's my point. Keep making my point. So you
Since
ask another a
1984, I
Fortune
asked
five.
you a simple
What other
question
Fortune 500 Pluma? Back to yours
that's been in
again.
business. See, you guys
Since
understand what I'm
84.
getting at. And you
Pluma's
see
been in business
what Uncle Bird
since
is doing.
84. Pluma's been in business since 84.
I
Pluma
understand
was
they
around
wasn't
when
in
they was
business
doing the
since
rap in
'84,
the
but
70s.
they
Pluma was
wasn't
around
no
when they was
Fortune
doing the rap.
500 company. But they wasn't no Fortune 500. Come on, man.
They
Like
was
ponies.
then and they
They was
is
like
now. Stop
ponies.
lying. Stop
They
lying
was
to
like
yourself. You just want to deny
Saucony.
the point. What if they is though? So what does that mean though? What do it mean? Pacify me.
Well,
Yeah. What do it mean?
Puma wasn't a
And,
Fortune
and
500
matter of fact,
company.
who was their best seller on their basketball shoes? It ain't Michael Jordan. It's LaMelo Ball. Who is his daddy? As a matter of fact, who is his brother? Greatness runs in a lot of ways, Dex. You know
But
that.
you including the Big Baller brand is something that we not even include the Big Baller
No,
brand in.
bro. What I'm telling you
We're
is
all
that's
are
the
fans of Big Baller
we
brand.
thank you.
Don't get it twisted now. I don't know what you're trying to do.
What I'm trying to do is what I'm doing. up now is because of the fact that they don't let them go and do what they're supposed to be doing anyway. What the businesses want to do, they want to get involved. They want to take over this. They want to take over Plumber, want to give them all to do this. They want to do them to do that. LeVar wants them to do this. But then they all over the place. Ain't no telling why they
Basically, what we're trying to surmise. Basically, what we're trying to surmise here is that Michael Jordan is being pushed out, and if he would have listened, if he would have listened, this is what I believe. Now, you guys can scoldate me or whatever, but this is what I believe. If he would have listened to LeVar at the time and got them boys on the team, he wouldn't have to be facing this being pushed out.
Yeah,
because he would have all the leverage.
When did you come to that conclusion?
I've been on that. You better go check the receipts.
I came to it a year ago this time. When did you come to that conclusion? Matter of fact, I came
before then. You know when I came to that conclusion?
Yeah.
Remember I told you I had that conversation with the big baller, and I was challenging him on the Jello situation, and he explained to me an aspect of it that I wasn't aware of, but the way he settled it on my brain, I knew it was something bigger than what it appeared to be.
And it was just like, hey, Dex, please, Dex, I need you to stop right there, because it was just like I told you before. I know what the conversation was. He came out and said Michael Jordan needed a couple of more $1 million so he can get the Lonzo, so he can make Lonzo come out there to shout it, because he wasn't.
That was with Hoop Jargon.
Willing to pay the money. I know who it was. You right, Hoop Jargon.
Okay, let's say it then. Hoop Jargon on the panel said it was with Hoop Jargon.
Hoop Jargon, you better listen to the fact that ain't no drunk fool. And happy birthday to me today. 64
happy
years
birthday,
old.
Uncle Vern.
Drunk fool sitting up here talking.
Everybody saying Uncle Vern happy birthday in the chat. Spam Uncle Vern happy birthday.
They already said it. Dex. They already said they showed their love in the earlier chat.
Happy birthday to you. I ain't know that.
Thanks.
I didn't know it either. I seen your story today. You put up the Mickey family family book, but you didn't say it was your birthday.
Yeah, today my birthday.
There you go.
Yeah, flat out.
Yeah, that's where I believe that Mike messed up at right there when he was afraid to allow because LeVar told me personally, he said GMs was on board. He said GMs was on board with it.
Hold on, Bex. We're about to get back to you right quick. We got my man Coffee to the World is in the building. The legend. You know he was gonna stop by. It's Triple B Talk. This grown man business. Coffee. A friend of the show, a family member of the show. What's the deal?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to the panel, Hoop Jargon, Access Dex, Flight Sports. Happy birthday, Uncle V.
Thanks.
Happy birthday, brother. But let me put this in perspective. Access Dex is 100% correct. Jordan is a great business owner, respectfully, Uncle Vern. If you remember, the brother that came on Flight Sports TV several months ago, and said that situation with Michael Jordan, the gambling situation, and the NBA was holding them against him. And they was like, going through so many situations, the higher up, the association, they didn't want Mike up in that position. So they wouldn't let him get no good draft picks, wouldn't let him do a lot of different things. Come on, we argued, we talking about the greatest player ever, and he no talent. But when you go in against that round table, there's nothing you can do. Now, you're talking about a man that's not only a player, but the only black in the history of the game as an owner. And then he made over $4 billion. If he sell his team, he's going to get, they say, up a little bit over $2 billion, which is another great business decision. He's been advised ever since. It's easy to point the hand at Michael Jordan. It's easy. But like Access Dex said, if Michael Jordan would have took that gamble and listened to LeVar and just bring his boys up, he would have pushed all his BS back, because what we do know what the bottom line is about making money. NBA love making money. And if Michael Jordan would have just did that, they would have been straight. It would have been on point. It ain't about LeVar being right. LeVar was right from the beginning. But Michael Jordan was going against that because he had a little petty grudge. He did it in Chicago. But Michael Jordan was up against some bullshit with the association. And the only way he could even that playing field is by taking LeVar advice and bringing the ball boys up. That's all he had to do. And now the NBA is pushing Michael Jordan out. They're pushing him out. And he's still going to make over like a little bit over $4 billion, but they pushing him out. It's easy to say, "Oh, Michael Jordan, you can't do this." Michael Jordan, his hands is tied. I understand when your hands is tied, your hands is tied. You only can do so much in this country as a black man. You only could do so much in this country. They don't want you to be no billionaire. They hate it, and then when they do, the billionaires we do have, they selective. You know, it ain't everybody a billionaire. You know, you got the Roberts. You know that you got the Jim Reynolds. If you guys know about Jim Reynolds from Chicago, that appointed Barack Obama. He controlled over $20 billion at Loop Capital. Over $20 billion. Here's a black man that grew up in the Inglewood of Chicago. Black man who used to work for Zenith TV. Now he controlled over $20 to $25 billion. And he's the sole reason Barack Obama was president, because he pushed him in that platform. And he called Oprah Winfrey his little sister, and Jenny Prisser, the ones that own the Hyatt Hotel that recently sold the Hyatt Hotel, his little sister. And they the one put that money behind Barack Obama along with Warren Buffett. So when you got a Michael Jordan in sports that wasn't the owner at first, you know who was the owner at first? The BET guy, Johnson. Yep. And so he was going through a divorce at that time, and he was going through it, and he gave his whole majority to Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan did a great job, but when he got into that gambling shit and the NBA knew about it, they was trying to, you know, with the late rest in power, Commissioner Stern, they were trying to push Michael Jordan up out of there. So if you heard the brother when he came on Flight Sports, he said he'd rather not get into heavy discussions, but Michael Jordan is being blackballed, and Michael Jordan is something where he was gambling, and he owed him like 10 years of back this, that, and other, because he was gambling, throwing the games. So when you look at that type of business, you know, Mike was being petty, yeah, of course. But if he would have listened to LeVar, just bring them ball boys up, it would have been off the chain. The ball boys gonna be great. If you think about the situation they going through surgery with, they ain't no serious surgeries they going through. Like, you know, if it's something that we don't know from the outside in, but if LeVar telling you, listen to LeVar, how you not going to listen to the closest person to the whole situation? Everybody else talks gibberish and just hateful. But LeVar telling you what it is. He's not over there across the water for no reason. The man is a mega genius. He's a genius in what he's doing. And if he's saying Jello want to play over there in the NBL, you better believe he's gonna make $100-something million and $100 million back in that. We're just selling big baller brand. A lot of things happening, and they're gonna play together in 2024. Them contracts up. You know.
Let me ask you a question, Coffee.
No. Wait. First of all, Dex, don't ask me no question. First of all, Coffee, thank you, because you just verified my point before, Dex, and Coffee, you did. Hey, Dex, hey, Coffee, this is what I told Dex. Michael Jordan is a bum, and he's a bum as an owner. Not as a basketball player, Coffee. Not as an NBA basketball player. He's a bum. And Dex, Coffee, you could have did a better job than he did, and you just specified that. And anybody off the block on the corner down there.
Uncle Bird missed when he said his hands were tied.
Please stop it. You could have did it too, Coffee. And Coffee, you know that as an older Coffee. We ain't talking about it as an older Coffee. No,
Uncle V.
Coffee.
Uncle V, respectfully, Uncle V. You ever been in jail before?
Yeah. I've been the last time wasn't that good. Yeah, I've been down to 26.
Okay, now
I've
listen.
been down to 26 in California.
Okay, now listen. Look. Now listen. Uncle V, listen.
Yeah.
Now you've been at 26 in California, and we know. Hold on, listen.
Yeah.
This is the listening part for you. If you've been in 26 in California, in Chicago, you know we can't do nothing. When you sit in that bullpen, right? And you got to do what the people tell you to do, right?
Do you get that call?
Look. If they let you receive the call, right? You got to do what the people tell you to do, right?
Right.
You just can't walk up out that bullpen. You just can't walk out of 26 in California, right?
Nope.
Well, that's where Michael Jordan had his whole hand.
They ain't got Michael Jordan haircut.
Listen, Uncle V, listen.
Hey, Coffee, they ain't got no gambling charges on it.
No, it's worse than that, Uncle V. It's worse than that. When you fucking with them Jewish people, man, and you gambling and this, that, and other, and they got they got their foot on your neck. Ain't nothing you can do. So he was fortunate to even get in that position. You know how hard it is to get in that position as an owner?
Yeah.
Think about it. When you in that bullpen, and then you finally go to your damn room. You want some commissary, you gotta wait for that's a process, right?
Hey, yeah.
You can't get none of that. You can't get none of that. Hopefully, you got some people that's gonna look out for you and put something on the books, right?
Okay, right.
Then check this out. Hold on, check this out, Uncle V. Check this out. Now he in their organization. That ain't the organization we run. That's ran by them people.
Yeah.
And we're a part of it. And he's the only black man ever to be an owner in that organization.
Yeah. Hey,
I'm gonna let you get it. I'm gonna let you get it. Hold on. I'm gonna let you get it in a minute.
Okay.
When they say you can't do something, you can't do something. Michael Jordan only got 2 or 3 billion. Steve Ballmer got the most money in the NBA. The NBA got billions. They don't care about no $2 or $3 billion. That ain't no money.
Understand that. That's why I was telling the Jets. Michael Jordan sit up there. His competition is the gym. It ain't us, but they're Coffee. You go right back to what I was saying to Coffee, because I sure didn't forget. Look here, Coffee. It comes down to this with Michael Jordan. Look, Michael Jordan laid up there and he made his own bed, so he got to live with it. You said it about dude that owned the Jet magazine and Ebony magazine about dude. They couldn't keep it in their pants. If Michael Jordan would have kept it in his pants, he just still had it. He didn't have to split up nothing.
But Uncle V, Uncle V, we all done did some mistakes, but I bet you we wish we made those mistakes that Michael Jordan did and come out to be a billionaire.
You ain't lying. Think about that. You ain't lying.
Think about it. Think about it.
Look, I wish I could have made one of those mistakes.
Absolutely, but think about it, Uncle V. Uncle V, think about it. Every time we make a mistake, we don't come out on that end. Think about what end we come out on. You fuck around being in the welfare line.
Hey, look,
Right.
Hey, look, losing half your fortune ain't no mistake, Coffee. Coffee, don't get it twisted. Losing half your fortune ain't no mistake.
Let's get back to logic now.
That's perfect. You did that perfectly.
Uncle Vernon Coffee in the stream. Okay, let's get back to logic. Listen, remember
half your fortune. Coffee.
Hold on, Uncle Vernon. Remember this situation right here, right? Michael Jordan did so much for the league. We cannot deny that, especially us that's up in age and remember how he inflated the league when the league got old and was losing its luster because Bird broke up, Magic, AIDS, who else was
Dr. J, everybody out of Dr. J.
Yeah, Dr. J was out. Isaiah Thomas, had his issues with his health and he didn't want to get traded, so he just retired. You follow what I'm saying? A bad boy and things of that nature. So those guys was upholding the league, got old. Michael Jordan took the league to another stratosphere. And not only did he do that, he did it in one, and they covered any type of flaw that he had off the court. They covered it.
That's facts.
Because he was such a balloon, a helium balloon for the league. Not only once, but twice.
That's facts.
And then they asked him to come back again when he was an old man. They asked him to come back. And he did, on the premises that he wanted to get into the executive aspect of the NBA. And David Stern, that was his guy, was like, yes, of course, Mike. You my main guy, whatever. Just come back. Of course, it was Washington Wizards, but still, he did that. Okay, now he became that owner, that only owner. Do you know what it is in your mind as a confident that you is the only one to ever do something? Just like with LeVar is the only one to put 2 sons in the NBA in the top 3. The only one in the annals of history of the NBA. The only. LeVar.
That's facts. That's facts.
LeVar Ball. He's the only one
in history.
In the annals of history of the NBA.
Top 3.
Put 2 sons in the top 3.
Ever.
Never done before.
You said LeBron first, though.
Oh, I mean LeVar. LeVar was probably a Freudian slip.
I just
let me finish, Uncle Vern, because I'm trying to lay out a premise.
I just had a revelation. Look here. LeVar probably could beat Michael Jordan in basketball, but he sure could beat him in business.
So, okay, that's your opinion. But listen, what I'm saying is that when you become the only one at something, because I'm quite sure at one point, Uncle Vern, the way you play basketball, you probably was the only one that did something for your high school team at one point or your college team at one point. I don't know if you did or if you didn't.
I did.
Okay, do you know that feeling? You know how it feels to be the only one to be in that elite club is only one. That's what they call one of one.
Right.
So on one end, LeVar is the only one, and on another end, Michael Jordan is the only one. So you have to respect the only one dynamic. That's the only thing I'm trying to share with you. You have to respect that, regardless of how we feel about that individual. When you become the only one out of 7 billion people on this earth, maybe 8.
That's facts.
Okay.
So that's and see that's a very, very, very important point. And Uncle Vernon, you see that, right? Because even though we can agree to disagree with Michael Jordan's, decision making and ownerships and this, that, and other, and it's easy to clown a person when everything's going bad and he's losing year after year. Nonetheless, he's the owner of that team, and the NBA, the association, had his hands tied behind his back, just like they try to do LeVar. LeVar go to another outlet. They listened before. They'd put all three of the boys in the league early, but they try to tie LeVar hands behind his back too. They don't want the black man to advance. They want us to descend. They don't want us to ascend. Right. They want us to descend. Yeah, so just knowing that,
you can advance to some degree, Coffee, but they don't want you to have no control. That's the main thing.
If you think about it, Uncle Vern, back in 1990, Reverend Jackson was about to, boycott the NBA because they didn't have no black ownership. They still was, talking about, doing it. So the NBA had to put something together and say, hold up, who can we get as owner? We just can't get anybody. They were trying to, put Magic Johnson in a position. But since Michael Jordan, who should have been the logo of the NBA, period, because like Dex said, he saved the league, like he saved Nike in 84 when he signed with Nike. Michael Jordan was just player we ain't never saw nothing like this ever in the history of basketball ever. He was like Hoop Jogging said, like Hoop Jogging said, then they're the perfect basketball player. So you ain't got to like them, but to understand the art and the creativity, to sit back and see that shit.
When you talk about art creativity, we remember when 90, you said 90. You remember, Mike, when they first won that championship, the Bulls won that first championship, the Lakers, when that dude was doing the Rodney King thing, you know what I'm saying? Because that ran up to 92 and everything else when they had the rise and everything. But this was doing with the fight that started when the police had beaten him up. That was in 91. Look here, you had just mentioned that about Michael Jordan. Remember when, can you hear me?
I hear you, Uncle V.
Okay, now look, remember when Craig Hodges had brought them all together?
Yeah, they blackballed him, right. He blackballed him.
Hey, boy, I'm telling you, this is more, I'm telling you, see real fast. And then Michael Jordan had to do, boy, and that's when I really didn't too much.
Well, you know why, Uncle V, right? You know why, Uncle V?
Uncle V, this is what I mean. When I bring something to your kitchen, you gonna tell me why that happened, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, now you finna tell me, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, Craig Hodges went to the White House when they had that when they won the championship. He had that whole situation on the Dashik and everything, right? And he's about to get that speech. Get that speech. We need money in the community. Help put money back in blacks for us for socioeconomic backgrounds. And Mike and them, they wanted to make that speech. So right then and there, they blackballed Craig Hodges forever. And so Mike not being conscious, because everybody ain't conscious. Everybody want to step on the other side. Everybody want to take that, challenge them people. So Mike, my life going good. I'm Michael Jordan. I ain't on that right there with you. I ain't on that with the minister on and this, that, and other. Craig Hodges was conscious. Now, it's a lot of brothers not conscious. There's a lot of brothers on this YouTube forum not conscious. They keep talking about LeVar, keep putting them down until they see, and then they wake up. Then they come back and they make a whole other situation about LeVar. If you don't like LeVar, then stop making stuff about his boys. Don't even make a content about something else. But they ain't got nothing else to talk about, so they use LeVar, whether it be good or bad. They keep on using his name. They keep on using his name because they indirectly jealous and they jealous directly. So
hey, Coffee, but you was right though. I'm gonna let you go with that. But you was right though. You said
Craig Hodges
was not conscious. You said he was not conscious, right?
Yeah,
he word you use.
Right, I don't
want to put words in your mouth, but see,
he was conscious.
Hey, that's still been unconscious a long time.
Right. So it ain't just Michael. It's a whole lot of brothers that's not conscious.
Understand that.
I don't know if Mike was not conscious, but I think it was some type of fear there, because when he make the statement, or allegedly made the statement, is that Republican buy shoes too. That's a whole lot of consciousness.
That's true. That's facts. That's why I'm saying. So it could be on the borderline of, I don't want to be that advocate to step forward and start talking. And then you got the brothers that do be talking that say, you know what, this is more important to me than anything else, or some business venture or money or anything that's monetary. So so it ain't that Michael Jordan not conscious. It's just that he don't want to go against the powers that be. And then you got some of us out here that we don't mind challenging the powers that be. Whether it be the Malcolm X's of the world, or the Louis Farrakhan's of the world, it's important. So you can't get angry.
Charles Barkley's of the world.
Right, but that's another digression. Charles Barkley be on something else.
Hey, Cuff, you catch your real fast, boy.
Yes, sir. I do.
Okay, let me make this point real quick. Now, the reason why a lot of us are kind of turned on Michael Jordan is when he had an opportunity to bring such a new dynamic to the game and usher in a new dispensation with the ball boys playing at high pitch, like so fast. And not only playing so fast, they brothers and they together, and they brought in their own fan base. It's not like they're using the NBA to promote them. They didn't need the NBA to promote them. They was already high caliber celebrity. You follow what I'm saying? And what I mean by celebrity, not like Hollywood celebrity, but being known. That's what celebrity means. Just being known. You follow what I'm saying? Because we've been knowing them as kids, as very young men. And we watched them grow and win, grow and win. And now we wanted to see it happen on a big stage. And it almost reached its crescendo when Lonzo was in limbo in his free agency, battling with negotiations with the Pelicans, David Griffin, about his status and his value to the team. David Griffin didn't see much value in Lonzo with that Pelican team, so that gave a whole new avenue for Michael Jordan to aggregate, coalesce, and augment those ball brothers into the Charlotte Hornet team. But what happened with Michael, he loves to gamble. And this is what I believe now, and I'm speculating. This part I speculate. I believe when the Board of Governors, when they had their talks in June, because that's where they do their meetings in June with the CBA and everything, they probably gave Michael this ultimatum.
It's facts.
Okay, if it works, cool. If it don't, we're gonna push you out. Because you know what I'm saying? You the black guy. Listen to what I'm saying. You the black guy. Now I'm speculating. You the black guy, and these are black boys, and you saying you don't want them with all this popularity these young men have, whether they're rapping or whether they're goofing around on their own reality show, they are popular. And you saying you don't want to put them together and play, you're not winning nothing anyway, Mike. Mike, what are you winning? So you don't want to put the boys together? Okay, that's your decision. That's your team. But Mike, this better work out for you. And what do Mike do?
Drop the ball. Hold on.
Uncle V, respectfully, I don't think that Michael Jordan had that decision. I don't think they would let him. They let him pull it like that. Because I think Michael Jordan would have pushed his pride to the side, and he would listen to LeVar, and he would have put all three boys on the team. I truly believe that. I truly believe that the NBA. I truly believe that the NBA didn't want that to happen because they didn't want LeVar to be right. They didn't want LeVar to get all that power. So they did anything against they will, and they made that phone call on Mike to say, you better not bring them boy up. You better not put them boys on the same team together. I truly believe the governors, the association did that. The association did that.
That's possible. But just check this out now. If you're saying that the association is about money, Charlotte Hornets, if they was to do that, they're not going to jump over the Lakers. They're not going to jump over Philadelphia 76ers. They're not going to jump over the New York Knicks. They're not going to jump over the Boston Celtics. They're not going to jump over the Golden State Warriors. So
when we come to them people, money and us, it's an easy decision for them. They all money ain't good money to them. They look at us.
Right. Good point. That's true.
They look at us and say, I cannot give them that power. They can't be right. Because that thing can kick off a chain reaction and send a wave down to everything where they ain't mess with Nike no more. Big baller brand gonna be the shooter to get and this, that, and other, and everything else.
Good point. Yeah, that's a very good point. Good money and all money and good money. And they look at it like this. If we give them that type of control and leverage, even though it's with the Charlotte Hornets,
it's over.
And with the fanfare they already have, millions of followers and things of that nature, we could put ourselves in such a conundrum.
That's right.
We damn near have to relent damn near 50% of the lead to these people.
Absolutely. We're going to more than that, 75%. We're going to tear the whole building down. We're going to be bringing everybody in. Uncle Bronny and everybody. We bringing everybody through the doors. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Coffee, something that happened about 2 years ago, right when the last 2 years happened in the last 2 years during COVID. That Black Lives Matter thing, they put it all on the NBA court and everything. That following year, they didn't do that. Why you think they didn't?
Well, the Black Lives Matter is a whole situation. You got to look up the history on that. That was a scam within itself. And the lady had to pay back several $1 million for that. The lady that was in charge of that situation.
That all happened later on. But the decision not to go back with the Black Lives Matter thing again the following year, during the COVID, during the end thing, when they was inside, it was all on the court. The following year, they was expecting to do that again. The NBA said.
Well, they just trying to, the NBA just, because Milwaukee Bucks was about to walk out, because you remember the situation that happened in the bubble?
Right.
They was about to walk out.
Right.
So they just wanted to please us and give us a little, like they always do, give us a crumb, give us some little cookies, give us some little crumbs. And we took that. We should have just crushed it all together. That's why when the CBA come up, they gonna
also,
really.
Coffee. Also, you got to remember this: there was no fans.
There was no fans
in that arena looking at that Black Lives Matter logo and those shirts all on the players. We watched it on TV.
Right, that was on TV.
There was nobody there to boo it. Who's going to boo that? You know what I mean? Because we know that was a highly political atmosphere, right? In that era with the Black Lives Matter.
Absolutely.
Without fans, who's booing? Where's the contrast coming from?
That's right.
Everything's on TV. You booing in your own house. Nobody hears you.
Absolutely.
When they open it up, they're like, we can't do that.
We can't put that. Absolutely. That's exactly. Go ahead.
Hey, shout out to Rap God Reloaded. I like that in you, Rap God Reloaded. You dead right too. I'm sorry, Dex. You was talking.
You said what Rap God said, the Ball brothers are saving the NBA. Absolutely. The Ball brothers are great for entertainment, great for basketball, great for the world, because we never seen nothing like this before. If the NBA was swallow their pride, this is I'm gonna digress just a little bit, and I'm gonna come back on form. If the United States of America was swallow their pride, instead of being the United States of corporations, and join forces and get rid of all this racism, we'd be a unit and we'd be able to, do things. But we so divided because them people can't hate for us to advance. You got Russia, you got China coming together, and all for this here, and we fight within each other. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't us. It's always been them. They hate themselves. And when you hate yourself, you're going to hate us.
Yeah, they the enemy. They their own enemy.
Absolutely. So if they would just swallow their pride, hey man, that's the Ball brothers. They're great for business. It's more money on more money, and we just got to keep on doing it the right way. But they don't want to do things the right way. It's the history of that. But we're not gonna get into that. We're gonna keep it basketball. But you already know how it is. Where it's going. That's why I say don't blame Michael Jordan. It's so much bigger than Michael Jordan, man. These people are so hateful for anything. Michael Jordan just a fall guy. Michael Jordan did great for the game of basketball. He did great for the thing of business. And just like anything, somebody else come along and evolve and become an owner and evolve and do this and do that. Just like you had, the Nate Archibalds, you had the Dr. J's, and you had the Michael Jordan. The evolution of basketball kept on evolving something different. You look and you say, damn, how in the hell you able to dunk like that or do that? The evolution. So we can't put and get angry at Michael Jordan. Let's thank Michael Jordan for kicking the doors down, for opening it up. Opportunity. So the next owner get in there, did they do a better job, or the NBA let that next owner do a better job? Let's say it that way. To give more free reins to do a better job, because Michael Jordan ain't no dumb dude, man. That dude ain't dumb. You don't just make $4 billion.
Okay, Cops, you see all that sound good, but see, Michael Jordan didn't bring nobody else in. He didn't bring none else in.
No, Uncle V. First of all, he don't even know you and me. You can't bring us in.
He didn't open up the doors for us. He didn't open up for the owners. He
opened up the salaries, though.
Who did he open it up? Who did he open up?
He did but Uncle V, he did some things that we don't know of, and he did some things that we do know of. But like I said, it's easy to point the hand at Michael Jordan. It's so much bigger than Michael Jordan, man. Don't look, Uncle V. Look, Uncle V. Uncle V, I respect your intellect, so don't think small. Think bigger than Michael Jordan. Think about the whole race as a whole. Think about us people of color as a whole. Think beyond Michael Jordan. You know what them people about, right? You know what them people on. You know when you was at 26 in California, you know exactly what they was on, right? It's the same shit. People walking around here incarcerated in their minds outside of jail. They locked up in their minds outside of jail.
Right. But so look at this point right here, right? Look at this point right here. Dr. Naismith.
Right?
Yeah.
Who is he?
He's the one who invented basketball.
They allegedly invented basketball. That's what they say. But
right.
Allegedly
he invented basketball. Okay. Right. At least in the Western Hemisphere, at least.
Right.
Okay. Dr. Naismith, so-called invented basketball. Allegedly, I won't say so-called. I say allegedly invented basketball, invented the game that we come to enjoy to some degree. And then, of course, we took it to a whole nother level. Because according to the way that Dr. Naismith wanted the game to be played, we transcended that.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
we brought and we made the game global with our talents pool.
Right.
And along with their brain power to manipulate the business aspect of the game, it coalesced together. It integrated our talent, their brain power, their money. Boom, the game is global.
Right.
Now listen to this. Do you think if Dr. Naismith built the house in which basketball was to be played and his descendants are still in control, you think they're going to relinquish that? Would you relinquish control of your house that you built?
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Well, I think they would because of the fact that remember all changes been going on with basketball. We'll check even with the time when Dr. Naismith Benedict, he had to go.
No, Uncle Vern, listen to what he's saying. Do you think the owner want to just give it to us, the inventor, the person that came up with this thing and made all this obscene amount of money? Would they think they just want to hand it over to us?
But see, only way they can have it like that, they have to have a patent on it. They don't have a patent on it.
No, they got
power
a patent on it.
exceeds nothing without a demand, Uncle Vern. Always remember that. Power exceeds nothing without a demand.
That's fact.
In order to have something like that, you have to have a patent on it.
They got a patent on it.
They got a patent on it.
They got a patent.
Hey, Coffee, let me give you a good example. Okay, my last name is Mickey, M-I-C-K-E-Y. I don't have a patent on that name. If I had a patent on it, I'd sue Walt Disney right now for defamation of character with that Mickey.
Hey, look, Uncle V, they beat you to the punch. They patent it. You probably was just born when they. How long Disney been out?
What about my ancestors?
How long Disney been out?
Whoa! What about
since the early 1900s?
My ancestors go back to 1800.
Right. So look. Unfortunately,
here in the United
I'm
States.
gonna tell you, Uncle V, this is what it is. In the old traditional paradigm, we ain't thinking like that. You know, we ain't on patents, we ain't on business, we ain't on nothing. And then when we was on it, they were stealing all our ideas. They were stealing everything. The ones that was bright, they stealing everything we come out with.
Right.
So fast forward, they own everything. And so when we get a opportunity to get anything, which is what Michael Jordan did, he took advantage of that opportunity. You know, you can argue, oh, he wasn't a good owner, he wasn't this, he wasn't that. But you got to look at them other people on the other side on that table, that round table, in that association. You got to look at the people that run the whole league. You know who run the whole league. You know, ain't nobody of color running the whole league. You know that. We only got one person up in there.
Hey, matter of
You
fact,
said the key word. What's after? You said the three word. Hold on 1 second, Uncle Vern. The three letters of the NBA. No. Go back what Coffee said. The three letters of the NBA is national, basketball, and the most important of all of the word is association.
Absolutely.
Basketball. You told me what the NBA is. You stopped me just to say that.
But that's the truth, Uncle V. You got to look deep into that.
Basketball Association.
You know what that means, though, Uncle V, right?
National Basketball, the NBA.
Right. So you know so you know who run that, right? Who run it?
Hey, whoa! I know the American. I know the ABA don't run it.
Look.
The American, but let me answer that.
Uncle V, it's easy. Who run the NBA? Uncle V, who run the NBA?
It ain't the American basketball.
Right. So who run the NBA?
They did have American Basketball Association. They did. They merged it. It was a hostile takeover. Don't forget that.
And they run that. And they run that too.
Same people. Is that what you?
Yep. It was a hostile takeover.
Absolutely. They run that too. You know, so when we get
A1s.
Right, they run all this. They run this whole country. If you go back to the Rothschild family, and it's just know your history, brother. And it's like when we get anything. Now I do agree with you what you said earlier, Uncle Vern. We need to stick together and pull others up. But you know, reach one, teach one. Well, Michael Jordan, he did a lot of reach one, teach ones. It's just that a lot of things they know. A lot of things they know what he done. You know, it's so easy.
He done things indirectly. It might not have been directly, but it was definitely indirectly.
It's easy to put him down. It's easy to say Michael Jordan, because he's the front. He's the fall guy. He's on the front.
Hey, remember that brother that was out there, Cabrini Greens, that had that acrobatic team that was always going to the Bulls games. Michael Jordan pushed them real fast, but you know he did that for business. What's that brother's name right now? You can remember his name. The Jesse Tumbler team.
Jesse White? You talking about Jesse White?
Jesse White Tumbler team. Michael Jordan did that, but you know he did that because it was good for business. You know he did that the right.
Right. And Jesse White still,
and
he's
you know,
still Secretary of State.
He brought that to the Bulls' attention to make the Bulls organization to make them a feature thereof. He did that. I agree. That's it. That's all I got to give him, Coffee.
Okay, so look, you ever? I'm gonna give you another example. You ever worked a 9 to 5? You ever worked a 9 to 5 job before?
Man, come on, Coffee, man. I
gotta break it down in layman's terms. I gotta break it down in layman's terms because I want you to get it.
I sold things all my.
Okay, so check me out. So since you did that, I don't know. I gotta break it down in layman's terms. So since you did that, who signed your check? Did you sign your check, or did the people sign your check?
I sold for myself, bro.
Okay, look. Have you ever worked for anyone else?
No, I've always been an entrepreneur.
So ever since you've been born, no Wendy's, no 14, 15 years old, no throwing papers, none of that.
Yeah. No. Coffee, basketball days and high nights. I was getting my.
I'm saying when you 15, 16, 17, you never worked for no McDonald's, none of that.
Oh, no, after college, no. I never got a job after college. It was school. Yeah, school.
What you worked for school?
A grade school. And coaching and teaching at.
So you coached. You got paid for coaching, right? So they paid your check, right?
Yes.
All right. Yes. So when you got your check and you saw that amount of money, whatever amount of money they gave you, why didn't you go back and say, hey, listen, why don't y'all add 5 more thousand to this and add 10 more thousand to this check? Why couldn't you say that?
Because it was
right.
Right. Well, because
the people.
Well, see, the reason why you asked the question, but I know you looking at a different answer because I had something else going on the side.
You know why you couldn't do it, Uncle V? Because you don't write the check.
No, they do.
And you don't own it. You don't own the company.
Right.
When you own whoever owned the company call the shots. And in the NBA, them people own the company. They call the shots.
Right.
They're bigger than Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan just won. He just mono. He just won.
No.
But the perfect example was this. Coffee and Uncle Vern in the stream. This was a perfect example right here.
Michael Jordan, Jack, stop, please. Come answer the Coffee. Michael Jordan is an owner of Coffee. He's an owner of the organization.
What's bigger? What's bigger? An owner or conglomerate of a whole association? When you see, that's a sublet. You see what I'm saying? He like under the umbrella.
With that, yeah, he can look at his covert and look and see that he's also the owner of Jumpman Sports, Michael Jordan Sports, Jordan.
We talking about the NBA. He's a sublet. He's a sublet.
Look up into those and see he comfortable with that too.
Uncle V, he's a sublet. He's under them people. It's like you had your own.
I know he's a sublet under Nike.
Absolutely. He's a sublet under Nike.
Let me take my little butter knife and let me slice in here just for a second. Now we all know that MJ is a money grubber. We know this. He's a money grubber. We know this. No problem with that, right? It's capitalism. That's the state of business in America. It's based on. Hold on.
We try to make him more than just a money grubber.
But listen.
Okay.
Now, if that's the case, he has to be a money grubber if he's going to gamble. That's part of competition, right? So anyway, he had a grand opportunity to bring a jewel into his organization, right? When we watched D'Angelo play in Summer League,
amazing,
and he did what he did as a debut of not being on the court for nearly 18 months competitionally.
Amazing.
And the fans went crazy. Not only did the fans go crazy, because I was there. I saw it, every bucket. The commentators went crazy. The players on the other team went crazy. I'm talking about the bench. The people, like the security guards in the arena, they wouldn't even guarding the doors no more. They jumping up and down with the hoopla with everybody else. Like, oh, you see that? Oh, I'm watching. We got it on tape. Flight Sports TV is in his catalogs, his library. And when you got something like that and you don't play it the next game because you're trying to see what Book Knight can do, you're trying to see what Kai Jones could do, and you got a diamond in the rough.
See, but Dex, once again, I got to go back to. I think that's that call. I think the NBA.
That's what I'm getting at. You feel what I'm saying? That's where I'm getting at because he's seen it. Mitch Kupchak was right there. He's right there. That's his right hand man. Bud Peterson right there. Michael wasn't there, but these guys are right there on hand, along with James Borrego. So I'm quite sure he probably could have saw some tape, once they told him about it, and he might have went and reviewed some of the game and saw some of the spectacular. Because Michael Jordan is a one-of-one type player. So when he sees something like that, that should have sparked something in him to let's see more. Not let's see less.
Look, I think
let's see more.
I think it did, Dex. But remember that movie, The Godfather, when that part in The Godfather, the mob movie, when that brother say, Johnny Fontaine do not get that part. If he get that part, he blows up. Johnny Fontaine do not get that part. Yep. So I believe Michael Jordan was about to make that thing happen, but I believe the association called him and say, the Ball brothers do not get that part. I want you to do whatever you got to do. Put them down. Do not bring them up. Whatever. I don't want them to be blown up all over the paper, over media. Michael Jordan, if you don't do it, we're going to do something more to your team. We're going to do more to you, and we're going to bring you up on this, that, and other. But Johnny Fontaine do not get that part.
That's right. Yep. And this is why I said back then, I'm recorded. There's receipts. I said back then, would you rather go to a store and pay $5 a pound for bananas, and then somebody give you 5 pounds of bananas free? Are you not going to eat those 5 pounds of bananas that was free? Are you just going to throw them away? Or are you going to go to the store and buy 5 pounds of banana? So when you say that, they didn't have no financial interest in Jell-O, that's perfect. You're getting something for. LeVar said, I gave them a lottery pick
for free. Right.
For free.
Right.
They don't have to pay nothing.
Right. But once again, it's the association. It's not Michael Jordan.
That's right. I agree.
They know they had it. Michael Jordan
Mike gonna get this, right?
I believe right. Mike don't get this part. I believe Michael Jordan was like, man, forget all that prize shit. This is the shit. This is the money maker right here. And I believe he was begging the NBA I want to bring him up. I want to bring him up. And the NBA like, no, he do not get that part. Do not bring them Ball brothers up. LeVar cannot be right. Michael Jordan, you better not do this to us. We gave you a chance. We could have locked you up on NBA charges. You gave them against the NBA. So we let you slide. We put you on a 10-year, sabbatical leave on other shit. But if you get that man, if you put the Ball brothers in the right position, we're gonna take it out on you. You better not give him that position.
Listen to this also, Coffee. He was prior to him drafting LaMelo, he was so chumly with his team, playing one-on-one, smacking him upside the head, just being goofy.
Right.
Just being a human being, basically. He's showing his players that, hey, man, I'm human too, just like y'all. You know what I'm saying? All bumping elbows, laughing. Soon as he hired LaMelo, it's like he was banned for being in the same presence of him.
Yeah, there's some people. Them people told him that. Don't have no association. Man, I believe he loved him. Like, you got to love LeVar. You got to respect LeVar. You got to respect his genius and him going against the grain. LeVar, the only person had a sitting president that was calling LeVar and about this, that, and the other on some, LeVar, I didn't help Jell-O. I mean, you
back and forth, bickering back and forth.
Absolutely, big record. This is a sitting president over the United States of America. He knows LeVar Ball. So when you got a person like that, LeVar Ball is powerful. Anybody is powerful that goes against the grain. Anybody is powerful that's ready to step forth, they're ready to reach one, teach one, and lead. LeVar's a leader, and Michael Jordan is a leader. It's just that his hands was tied. His hands were so tied. People not seeing that. It's so easy. Oh, Michael Jordan didn't do this. Michael Jordan didn't do that. No, his hands was tied up. Johnny Fontaine do not get this part.
That part. That's right. That's what he said.
You not get a Ball brothers this. The Ball brothers get this. That damn LeVar gonna blow up. Them shoes gonna blow up. He gonna take over Nike, Puma, Under Armour, everything. And then everybody else, they're going to start thinking. They're going to start reading. You know how they, back in the day, they wouldn't let us read it.
Kyrie. I mean, Kyrie's a perfect example, right? All he did was post a picture.
Absolutely.
Oh, my God, you posted a picture?
Kyrie is amazing. See, anytime you like that, you outspoken, they hate that. That go against their little system, their little systematic theory. That's their little systematic theory. So it's not Michael Jordan. It's the association. And that's why I'm trying to get Uncle Vern to see. Uncle Vern knows it's the association. It ain't no pushback. It's the association, man. So Michael Jordan said, you know what? F this. I'll sell this team, grab me $2 billion, and get into something else. And that's smart because they ain't gonna let you do what you want to do anyway.
And the thing of it is that, like I said, we had our disagreements with Mike on the way he move and maneuver through his legacy we had some disagreement, but we just can't hold all of that against them because we have disagreements amongst each other, but we still brothers.
Absolutely. That's facts. That's facts. That's real facts. And we don't have that kind of money that the association has. Now, Steve Ballmer, on the other hand, when he say he want the Ball brothers, it's likely you see him in the LA Clippers because they not about to go against one of their own. And Steve Ballmer got over $90 billion. So that's the difference. You know what I'm saying? They're like, okay, it's not, long as it's not Mike. We can get to
look at this. Look at this right here. Look at this. This is proof in the pudding, right?
Yes,
and
sir.
the Kupo brothers.
Exactly.
The holidays brothers.
Exactly.
The Bonovich brothers, or whatever, but however you pronounce it.
Back in the day, it was Dominique and the Wilkins. You know what I'm saying?
No, but I'm talking about in threes. Because you still got Lonzo and Melo. So,
absolutely.
I'm talking about like in threes.
Right.
So if they are able to get on the team, and they have never shown the type of promise that LiAngelo had, where everybody, I'm talking about, I'm not saying they're not talented, so don't strike me against that. But I'm talking about the whole package. Talent, looks, presentation, and demonstration on the basketball court, and the fans being galvanized by it.
Absolutely.
That's perfect for an NBA player, right?
It's awesome. The Ball brothers and the LeVar Ball system is an awesome business plan. It's an awesome business guide. It's nothing you can debate about it. It's nothing you can put it down about it. That's why when these old demonic ass other, YouTubers, they be talking all this garbage, they talking garbage trying to get clicks, this, that, and other. But you sound stupid and retarded because everything about LeVar Ball and that family is amazing. And the world would love it. It'd be like a rock concert. It's like it'd be sold out everywhere, and they know that.
Yep.
They know that. They know that.
That's what I've been trying to say. And then you know what? Also, Michael Jordan actually let the cat out of the bag a little bit because he said LaMelo Ball expedited the process.
Absolutely.
Unexpectedly.
Absolutely.
What? How could you say that? You should be thrilled that you got somebody in your organization that is speeding up the process to get you back on track. Why are you saying like if you wasn't ready for it or it's a bad thing?
Like I say, he's covered. His hands are tied. I wish the NBA would have said that LaMelo Ball expedited the process, and we're willing to do more things and get in partnership with the Ball family because it's just a smart situation. LeVar Ball is a genius. Tina Ball is a genius. They could do so much with that whole family. By them just being an intercultural relationship, they can do so much with that whole
interracial,
family.
Intercultural,
Intercultural. The NBA could do a whole thing with that family, all about money and diversity. Well, that's the perfect family. That's the perfect family to bring forth and push forward the culture, push forward and bring us together as a unit because everybody loves sports. You take the NFL, ain't no black ownership, but the sister out of Chicago, she just got that with the Waltons, with the Denver Broncos. And she
what about Serena and Venus? Don't they have some stake in Miami?
Well, they got a list, but it's a small, minute stake.
Okay.
They ain't giving them much. That's why I said Michael Jordan had the most out of all ownership, the majority, and they had his hands tied. And that's why it's so easy to point the hand at him. Michael Jordan this, Michael Jordan that. Michael Jordan on the Ball brothers, bad. He saw LaMelo.
Keep in mind, Coffee, in the stream, I want y'all to keep in mind that Michael Jordan did not start off as a majority owner.
No, he didn't. That was Robert Johnson. He
became the majority owner.
Right. Robert Johnson was going through that divorce.
Off that way. So,
absolutely. Robert Johnson was going through that divorce, and it was just too much. His ex-wife wanted over $800 million, and he was going back and forth to court. So he didn't have that interest in basketball anymore. So he's like, okay, this is the perfect Michael Jordan. Here you go. He just basically put in the Michael Jordan hand.
And plus he bought that airline. Remember, he bought that airline.
Right.
And then going into divorce, that airline became defunct. And so, he had to start liquidating. Yeah.
Absolutely. And then he sold BET to Viacom and all that business right there. So when you think about this, and when we get opportunity, that's what I'm saying. We get opportunity, we break it open, but it's hard for us to evolve when the people still got they foot on our necks, but we still got an opportunity and we got a chance. Now, I do see change.
No, this is what I wanted to ask you though, Coffee, before, remember, because Uncle Vern, he wanted to speak, so I didn't get a chance to ask you that question. Now, how do you feel that even though Michael Jordan is selling his majority stake in the team, that something, I mean, that there are fractions within the team has gathered investment groups to buy Michael Jordan's majority stake. I mean, within the team. Don't you think that's kind of suspicious?
Oh yeah, it is. But come on now, you already know. You know exactly what that's about. Of course, you know I wouldn't be surprised if Mitch Kupchak a part of that. You know, so it's like I mean, it's so evident what's happening, so obvious, and it always happened to us. We people of color, it always happened to us. But I'm just glad Mike, if he can just get in, get out, get the $2 billion, get out and get on something else. Because what they gonna have to do, you know, when you see a president going against another president, like you saw Donald Trump going against Hillary Clinton, they hating each other now. And so as long as they keep on hating each other, we're going to keep on rising. So we got a little bit, a taste of it, of ownership with Michael Jordan. Well, we're going to get more black ownerships up in there because they hate each other and they open the doors up even more. You know, you got Elon Musk going to get added against Jeff Bezos. These two people got over $200 billion a piece. And they don't like each other. So what happens is, what they do is, you know what?
Since you don't think it's friendly competition?
Right. Well, I think it's like this. Since you're making me angry, I'm gonna put Barack Obama. I'm gonna put him as president. I'm gonna do this. Then I'll point this black person to come back your black
trading
person.
Places.
Absolutely.
Trading places.
Absolutely. And we're gonna keep on coming up. But what we're gonna have to do is, once they appoint us, we gotta reach for us. Bring Dex. Bring me in. Coffee to the world. Bring me in. Bring the gorilla in.
A lot of times they prevent that by giving you or surrounding you by the people they suggest. Okay, I suggest you have him. I suggest you have him because he's good over here. He's good over there. And the people that they suggest just don't look like you.
Absolutely. That's why once again, let's go back to LeVar. LeVar is so cold, and I really do believe LeBron James is thinking now. I don't think Bronny might not go to college. Bronny might go to the NBA, NBDL, like LeBron was suggesting, because you're like, why should I give it to college? And we got name, likeness, image now. We don't need to even go to college. We don't need to go that route no more. He got the fame. His father's the all-time leading scorer. I can go over here to the NBDL, play 1 year, and be off the chain, and then he go right to the league, wherever LeBron wanted him to go, and Bryce going right out of high school. He not even going to college.
I think LeBron wanted him to go to college because he didn't, you know. And so to give throw a bone back to his state of origin, of his birth, he's going to Ohio State. Because you got to remember when LeBron thought about going to college and was making his tours, he was going to go to Duke. Right. He wasn't thinking about nothing. Right. You know, Ohio State did recruit him, of course. You know, even Akron recruited him. But I'm just saying, his mind was kind of set on going to Duke. If he was going to go the college route. So why not send Bronny to Duke? Is it because Coach K not there anymore or what? I mean,
well, respectfully, why go to college in the first place? You go to college for what?
Know. Yeah, I understand that part, but
the platform is the platform is bigger. First of all, the platform of Bronny coming over, the platform don't get no bigger. Bronny don't have to go to the college to go to the NCAA championship. It's the NCAA championship with him every day. They follow him every day. I think he's now worth what, $10 or $12 million now on name, likeness, image. That's what he got right now.
You know, he doesn't care about that.
No, he don't. But if you think about it, if you think about it, he giving one of them NBL teams, and then Bronny won his own team. He talking about getting the ownership in Las Vegas. They talking about giving Bronny his own team, who should be the next owner in Las Vegas. Now, who Bronny gonna pick? He gonna pick his own sons. You know,
of course.
And don't be surprised if Bronny be a top 3 pick. Look how the man scored 15 points last night in the McDonald's amongst the elites of the elites, the best of the best, and had a chance to score 18 and could have shot that last shot to win the game. He passed it last night. You saw the game last night at McDonald's. This is the best of the best in the whole country.
But if LeBron wants to play with his son, then it's best not to go to college, or is he trying to assist the NBA and the NCAA by allowing his son to go that path so it won't seem like, you know, how they use like, well, Bronny went to college, you can go to college too, because a lot of people is trying to forgo the college when they that skillful like that, you know, like the Jalen Greens, the Scoots, you follow what I'm saying, the Wembanyamas. But I know Chet went to college, but you know.
Absolutely, but so we know it's all about the bottom line, the money, right? Hundreds of millions, billions and billions of dollars, and I do believe this is the discussion now. Since Rich Falk is the agent of Bronny, and Bryce. He's the agent. He's the representative. And he's LeBron's boy. He's the sublet of LeBron, the whole LeBron team. So college meant something 15, 20 years ago. Since this NIL, this name, likeness, image, and NCAA had to forfeit this situation, which they hated. Supreme Court ruled against them. They got to pay the athletes. Now, why go to college? You don't have to go to college no more. And that's why it's so great. LeVar Ball made that move first with Melo being only 16 years old, going to pro. You got to go that route because now your goal is to get to the NBA. Like LeVar said, why would you want to go to college and sit up there and do chemistry? For what? I'm not majoring in chemistry. I'm not majoring in biology. I'm majoring in basketball. I just want to go practice and play basketball, go to sleep, come back.
You're that talented.
Right.
But if you're not that talented, then maybe college is your route.
Hold up. Bronny is talented, and he don't need all them extra factors like everybody else. His father is LeBron James, the all-time leading scorer in the history of the game. He got so much leverage. Whereas the NBA ownership, they say we prefer LeBron over Michael Jordan in terms of ownership because he's not a gambler. He's a clean, wholesome guy. He been with the same woman since high school.
Right. And no off-court issues.
No off-court issues. He's gonna bring us more revenue. He's gonna bring us more billions and billions of dollars. And what great place to have him and his son playing in Vegas, being the owner, or Seattle with his son.
You don't have to worry about gambling, right?
And you have to worry about gambling. And that's money. And that's money. And you got Bryce coming up through the pipeline. So I don't think they're going to college because he's the only player that last night was unrestricted that didn't sign yet to make no decision. They would have been made a decision, So it's just something to think about because they had these discussions and the commissioner of the NBA personally, be going over LeBron's house. He loves LeBron. Everything LeBron do is what LeBron. What should we do right here? LeBron, what should we do right here? So I really believe he's about to be the next owner. And I really believe Bronny going to be going either pro out of high school, maybe 1 year college, and it might just be, Ohio State or Oregon, because that's where Nike at up there in Portland. Might be Oregon. But if you don't go to college, I believe we going to
go to Oregon, boy.
Yeah, they right there. That's the outlet. That's the Nike. That's Nike headquarters right there.
Right. Yep.
And so, but I do believe, colleges sound good to us. But that's really like an old thing now.
Can you imagine Bronny in those neon uniforms in Oregon?
Yeah, they're gonna go crazy. They're gonna go crazy. The money, because it's all about the money. But they're gonna make so much money. But Bronny, I believe LeBron looking at it like, cause he's such a businessman. His team's such a business. They so business together as a group, as a collective, as a cohesive team. They're thinking bigger than that for Bronny. I think Bronny gonna play the Michael Jordan Classic, like he did in Michael Jordan, like he did in McDonald's. I think the decision gonna be to go to the NBDL or you might see him with LeAngelo. You might see him with New Zealand. You just don't know how this thing about to play out. You don't know who he's talking to, what's going on. The dynamics are great.
Right.
You can say
I kind of find it hard to believe that LeBron will send his son overseas when he has a golden opportunity to play here in the States and still be close to home.
Right, so they can. Right, so they got the G League Ignite. What they got the other?
Yeah, Ignite. Yep.
It might go that route. Keep him here. They said Bryce supposed to be transferred to some other. I think Chris Paul's son's school, something like that. So when you think about that, he might not go over there, but I think he might not even see college. It's something so bigger than what they doing in college because LeBron about to be an owner. And he gonna bring his sons with him, and I
just have a feeling LeBron wants him to experience that because that's something that he didn't experience. He grew up as a man's child. Oh my God, Julius Randle was hurt. Breaking news: Julius Randle is injured and left the game hobbling. And let's see, did he return? I don't think so. Yeah, New York, but they won. I think they won. But nevertheless, I think he wanted his son to stay close to home so he can kind of monitor him. It's a lot of safety issues dealing with him because he's so famous and he's got a famous dad. So that's a security issue right there. And he probably don't want anything to breach that. So he'll probably keep him close to home, as close as possible. Josh Hart is crazy.
When you got that type of money, you can send a whole team over there across the water. But it might be Ohio State. Shout out to Basil. Carpenter in the chat. It might be Ohio State, but it might even be, like I say, Oregon and Portland if they go to the college route. I think it's going to be between them two colleges, nobody else. Oregon, because Nike is right there. It's the Nike headquarters. Ohio State, because that's originally LeBron James' home where he grew up at, and it was such an outpour and cry, Bron, please come back to us and this, that, and other. You know, you might see, you know, LeBron be the mayor or something out there in Cleveland when all the basketball is over with. But I think it's so much bigger than that. I think he's about to get his own team in Las Vegas or Seattle. They talking about bringing the team back to Seattle, and he haven't signed yet. And so that's a strange thing within itself because everybody signed but Bronny. Everybody signed already. He didn't sign in college already. So I'm thinking like, man, maybe they go on the pro, right? He might go to the G League Ignite, the pro thing, do 1 year there, and then Bronny gonna come right with his father because his father already stated, whoever select my son, that's where I'm going. And I think his contract is up with the LA, next year? What you saying, a 2 year?
Yeah. I think it's next year. He got 2025. He's done.
Man, that's interesting. Is it 24 or 25? You sure it's 25?
Yeah, 25. He's done. 24. He's still under contract.
So you think that's 1 year out?
Yeah.
Do you got an option year in 24? I
don't know if he used an option on it because it's only 2 years. So I don't know if he used an option on that. It might, you know, so it's such a short term that he might just go ahead and play it out because he already knows what he's going to do. You know, LeBron,
when Rich Paul do the contracts, he don't never just do it. Even if it's 2 or 3 years, it's always a year with the option to play a second or a third. It's always, we can renegotiate after this year or after the next year. You know, it's always.
But that's what he did prior, though. He did that already.
Right.
And that's why he got the re-up during the Anthony Davis era.
Right. So even when he did it like that, they wouldn't put that clause back up in there. Okay, after next year, we want to keep on renegotiating.
Yeah, I'm not really sure, but
because
I never heard a player option from LeBron. Like when I listened to Laker talk, I never heard them using a player option for the second year of that $97 million contract.
So they say it's a whole 2 years or 3 years.
No, just 2 years. It's only 2 years.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So what they say, yesterday's prices, not today's prices. That's why I think it's an option year up in there, something different up in there, something can happen, you know, within that. And then again, it's always could be, you know, because it's basketball, it's a buyout. It could be this, could be that, it could be behind the table. I don't want to be here. They're about to get my own ownership. Let's buy this contract out so I can go ahead and be the owner of Las Vegas. You know, those things.
Since we're talking about LeBron, what do you think about his game tonight?
LeBron, LeBron is always amazing. I mean, it's when you think about LeBron as a whole, he make the team better. You know, it's easy to talk about he ain't doing this, he ain't doing that, but everybody else got to step up. That's what 14 other players on the team. There's 14 other players on the team. They won. They got the win. Like Hoop Jargon, I believe Hoop Jargon said this. They got the split. So when you playing those games back to back like that, you just want to win one. All you want to do is win one. So the Bulls did pretty good. The Lakers did pretty good. I think the Lakers got a chance. Lakers might end up being the 4th seed. Everything's so close in the West, they might end up being the 4th seed out there. Where they going? You know. And then Davis put in 30-some points, 36 points, I believe. So it's like if he can just stay healthy and stop being so fragile and do what he got to do, stop doing that old pussy ass shit. And he's from Chicago.
Exactly.
Stop being all right.
That's what I be saying. He's from Chicago. We know Chicago is a hard city. You know what I'm saying?
Tough.
And don't come out to LA in Malibu and now you want to just be a surfer. No, man, stay hard.
You got that little marriage, a little situation.
The jalapeno. You got the little jalapeno.
He trying to get soft. Don't get soft, dog. Say if he do what he got to do, and you got that white boy over there. That white boy different. You know what I'm saying?
Reaves.
Yeah, man, he a killer. So Lakers could do some things. Lakers could shock everybody. Then you got Russell and you got them other two additions over there. Lakers could do something, man. They could really do.
Yeah,
they could shock a lot of people. And they move right, and they moving up. So
and Mo Bamba should be returning towards either the last 2 games of the season.
I forgot about Mo Bamba. See, the Lakers got some key pieces that know how to play the game of basketball. So you need players that know that know their role. Once you know your role, everything else is easy. That's why LeBron be looking bad sometimes because he think the game. He's so cerebral. He's so advanced, and everybody else don't know their role. He know his role. They don't know their role. So it's easy to blame LeBron. Hey, LeBron is around that. But LeBron is going to go down in history for everything he's doing. I do believe that y'all going to win another championship. Like, for real, Dex. I do believe y'all going to win another one because...
And when we look at the tail of the tape on this game, the Lakers won every quarter except the second quarter. Now, the Bulls did better.
Was it the third quarter or the second quarter?
No, the second quarter. They lost the second quarter, 31-28.
Okay, they came back. Okay.
But they had an 11-point lead going into the second quarter, so They only lost the second quarter by 3 points, but still, it wasn't a clean sweep. They won 3 out of 4. But what I am showing some promise is that the Chicago Bulls made a big adjustment coming out of halftime in this game than they did in the Clipper game, because coming out of halftime, they held the Lakers to 26 points. They didn't win the quarter, but they still held the Lakers to 26 points, even when Chicago was on the brink of collapse. So that right there, they allowed themselves to stay pragmatically close to the game based on what we're looking at here.
Well, with
Last
Chicago,
game,
Chicago not a cohesive basketball team. They don't know their roles. You know, DeMar be all over the place. They won't play no defense. You know, Zach LaVine really looks good. You know, you got a couple other players that really looks good, but you just can't have 2 players really looking good, really to play the game on both sides of the ball. And then one player just shooting this, or the other player is doing that, and the other player just doing this. And then Coach Donovan just not a coach at all. Not for that team right there. You know, I believe if they would have got Mark Jackson, or even the brother that from Boston Celtics, get that brother up in here, man, Dumo or Sumo or whatever his name is, have him up in there. But, you know, Billy Donovan, he lost control of the team. He ain't got the locker room.
Made Udoka.
Yeah, Udoka. You got to get him. Billy Donovan, he lost control of it. He ain't got the locker room. And so LeBron team is more put together with Coach Ham, Darvin Ham over there. They know their roles. They know what they got to do, and they surging at the right time. You know, they're surging at a real good time. It's critical. The Bulls, it's going to look like it's going to be more descending because they don't know their roles. They're going back and forth. The coaches like, do what you want to do. I mean, it's like Billy Donovan. But once again, the organization, they control the whole situation. Jerry Randolph, them people over there, that's their guy. So when you think about that type of situation, man, the Bulls ain't got a chance. That's why I'm so glad Lonzo not playing, you know, because, you know, they won't let him do what he want to do anyway. It's going to be something that's going to be interesting.
Well, Lonzo was a defensive workhorse, and that's probably could be one of the contributing factors to his injury.
They want him bad. Zoe is a key for that whole situation. He's the glue to that whole team. He keeps the engine going. He gives the ball energy. He makes everybody else pass. It becomes infectious. Everybody else want to do it. You know, he keeps everybody in check. You know, but when you ain't got that leader like that, everything else falls, man. You knock the head down, the body falls. And Lonzo is the head. And so when he's not there, that's why it ain't the injury. They want Zoe to come back. But Zoe, I truly believe Zoe don't want to be there. I truly believe Zoe want to play with his brothers. I think it's going to be another situation that's happening in 2024. I think all of them will come back together in 2024. You know, but I think Zoe, got a 4-year contract. I think he got an option after 2 years or something to renegotiate or something like that, you know, to opt out, you know. So they might not come back to the Bulls. Might not come back to the Bulls at all. Might be Steve Ballmer pull it and trade what's the name them over there, the Clippers, and get them Ball brothers over there. You know, but right now the Bulls don't look good at all because the coach is not what we need. Period. In Chicago, we need a black man. We need a black man. We need Mark Jackson, or you need, you know, Udoka. You know, they need those guys right there, man. Somebody that's gonna put their foot down. Somebody that's people gonna respect. Nobody respect Billy Donovan. You don't respect nobody like that. You know, you got Patrick Beverly. You got a dog. You got a dog in Patrick Beverly. And it would have been crazy. Patrick Beverly and Zoe in the backcourt. It would have been crazy. You know, but once again, they ain't got no leader. When you ain't got no leader, which is Zoe, everything else gonna keep on being sporadic.
Now you mentioned Zach LaVine earlier that he's playing much better.
He's amazing.
Unstoppable said that the reason why we seen a surge in the play of Zach LaVine is because he is healthy now. In prior play, including last year, he was still in rehabilitation.
I agree 1,000,000%. Zach LaVine, a bad boy. You don't get rid of Zach LaVine. I'll get rid of Damar before Zach LaVine. That's a bad boy. And could you imagine if Zoe was there and Zach LaVine? Man, come on. I mean, it's like, yeah, they can say, well, if Zoe and it was there and DeMar was there, this, that, another. Yeah, no doubt, because Zoe is the leader. But if you got to get rid of one or the other, you don't get rid of no Zach LaVine.
No, you don't get rid of Zach LaVine. You stay with the youth movement. And plus, Zach LaVine is the one who recruited Lonzo. So that was supposed to be the backcourt dynamic with Zach LaVine and Lonzo. Absolutely. And Vooch was supposed to be that third wheel as far as controlling the boards, controlling, moving, creating space by moving out the big man, because Vooch can, dominate on the arc because he could shoot out there and things of that nature. But when DeMar became available, the Bulls jumped on it. But they didn't know that DeMar was going to have such a outstanding
No, after
season.
DeMar hit that second shot in that corner, it was
a wrap.
It was over there. He can do what he want to do. He can bang what do what he want to do. Have a party in the locker room. Donovan was convinced. He was over with. I'm running point guard.
That's true.
I'm the man. Can't nobody tell me what to do. I'm gonna dribble the ball 14 times across the half court. I'm gonna do what I want to do. I'm the man, and you couldn't tell him nothing. So. It's like, but Rich Paul wasn't about to let that thing happen with Zach LaVine. You talk about getting rid of Zach LaVine, you ain't gonna never get a Zoe because they got the same agent. That ain't gonna happen. That's why you can't get rid of Zach. You don't get rid of Zach LaVine anyway. But if they thought they were gonna play games with Zach LaVine, they weren't gonna never see Zoe again ever. Zoe
what about the Vucevic dynamic? I mean, he had an outstanding game. He didn't match Anthony Davis point for point or rebound for rebound, but he put up some good numbers, 29 and 12. I think that's a pretty good showing for Vucevic.
I like Vucevic. I like Marvin Perspective. Marvin Perspective always helped on this. Vuce is a solid guy, man. You ain't gonna find too many centers that can put them type of points up on the board like that, like Vuce. So, like Marvin Perspective used to always say, Vuce is a key guy. He needed a Zoe. If you got a Zoe, all this shit is put to rest. Everything works smoother. But because you ain't got a Zoe, and people don't know their roles, and the coach don't coach, DeMar mainly the coach of the team, and everybody else can't say nothing. But the team is all over the place. It's all over the place. It's sporadic. And when you play sporadic basketball, you never can win playing sporadic basketball, not giving the ball energy.
Exactly. I agree with that 100%. Now, with that loss, that put the Bulls in the 10th, or they remain in the 10th seed.
Yeah, that's
and they're a couple of games behind Toronto. And we know Toronto last year beat them out in playoff position. So,
I think they're gonna beat them out this year too. It's like because once again the team is sporadic. Toronto is a more organized team, a more cohesive team. Let me use that word: a more cohesive team than the Bulls. They know who their players are. They know who their scorers are. They know who their defenders are. They know who to get the ball to. They know how to win ball games at the end. They know how to pull it out more than the Bulls do, and they got a better coach than the Bulls. So when you think about them two right there, man, I get an edge to Toronto.
Yeah, and so we have more basketball that's playing right now. We got the nightcap, which is the Phoenix Suns down there in the desert, 97-91 over the Timberwolves. We have some games that's completed. Milwaukee Bucks continue their winning ways, 149 to 136 against the Pacers down in Indiana. In Naptown, we got the Rockets 114. The Brooklyn Nets come back and surge in the latter part of that fourth quarter to pull out a victory, 123 to 114.
Brooklyn
the Knicks, Brooklyn.
Right. Did Brooklyn win?
Yes, 123 to 114.
What's your man do? What's your man do for that came from Phoenix? Cause he on a tear.
What's his name?
He about to get the biggest contract ever.
Dang, what's that guy name? Yeah, I know you're talking about. He's been really
He's the
good
reason for
them.
that resurgence over there.
Yeah, Bridges, Mikal Bridges.
Mikal, he's the reason for that resurgence.
27 points.
Yeah,
he wasn't the high point man. Cam Johnson was a high point man, but he put in 27 points.
27 sounds. Hey, look, man, 27, 30, the same thing to me. The same. You put in 27, you're a key factor, and he's been a key factor since he's been over there. He put a whole different juice in that ball club right there. They're doing
pretty good, right? Without Kyrie, without Ben Simmons, and without KD.
That's what I'm saying.
They are still fermented in the playing
cohesive basketball, moving that ball, playing cohesive basketball, playing defense, and closing out ball games. They're winning at the end. They
have a better record than Miami. Miami got Bam Adebayo, Jimmy Buckets, Tyler Hero, and the Brooklyn Nets, minus any names. So they call them the nameless Brooklyn Nets.
something going over there. Something going on over there in Miami. I don't know what's going on. I think it got something to do with Jimmy too. Something going on there. Is something happening interesting with Miami.
I hope Jimmy ain't touching on none of them girls over there, man. Somebody's girl, because you know Jimmy's good at touching on somebody's girl.
That's what he did. He did that in Minnesota. He did that in Minnesota with the
bring one of them little young tenders through that corridor. Jimmy trying to touch on her.
He did that with what's her name wife over there. You know, so with Minnesota. So the big center over there. So now I believe he's doing that with Miami. He might be doing that with the brother that came from Kentucky. Her last name Henry. What's the name? Used to be with the guy from the LA Lakers. What's the girl name? No, he played? What's his name? Played with Zoe and them, and he got traded to Washington. What's his name? Tyler Hero. His girl. That's right. Rap God Reloaded.
What Rap God said? Because I can't see no comments.
Tyler Hero, but what's that? His girl is Henry, but she used to be with
Henry.
Her last name Henry, but she used to be with the guy.
But what's the player name?
What's the that's Tyler Hero, but she used to be with the play for the Lakers, but he got traded. Kyle Kuzma. So she used to be
in Miami.
No. I think he was Washington, but he used to have that used to be his girl. The one Tyler Hero got. Kuzma had her first. Right. And so he over there in Miami, so I believe Jimmy Bucket's probably messing with her. You know what I'm saying? Some things happening. That's what he do. That's what he do. So that killed the whole chemistry right there. And I believe it's gonna come out, because for Miami to be doing that bad, man, it's like, come on, man.
Yeah, Jimmy Bucket's acting like Tupac. Want to touch everybody's girl.
I believe it's that's what he do. That's what he be on. So off the back, that's gonna tear the whole chemistry up. That's gonna tear the whole locker room up right there. He's slick like that.
But nevertheless, the Brooklyn Nets are surviving. They're in survival mode, and they have surpassed the 40-game win threshold. And the Bulls haven't did it. Atlanta haven't did it. Toronto haven't did it. Miami just did it. So the Brooklyn Nets, they look in pretty good shape.
How many games left in the season? It's about 2 weeks left in the season. How many games left in the season?
Yeah, I think it's about 6 to 7 games. 7 probably for total, 6 for some.
So they can. And so you said they just did what? They 40, 41? How many games they won so far? 40?
They won 41 games. They north of 40 games with that shabby team, with that tumultuous season, and the up and down of their superstar players. And they have no superstar players on their roster. All of them are not playing.
Them ball players, they playing cohesive basketball over there. I think they got a chance to have a 45-game winning season. Probably more than that if it's 7 games left. And so I think Brooklyn really gonna shock a lot of teams, man. They're gonna shock a lot of teams, man.
Yeah. So they're 41-35. So that's 76 games. So they got 6 games left.
I always said I would take a non-star player, a non-name player, any day that plays the game of basketball the right way over a star player that plays the game the wrong way. Yeah, the ones that know how to play that game and push that ball, ignite that ball, get that ball energy, play defense, play both sides of the ball.
And don't worry about nothing. They're not worried about their brand. They just out there hustling, trying to win.
Hustling. Them hustlers will get you. Them two-way players, there's them two-way players that'll get you. Them two-way players that don't just.
Then you got a tougher than nails coach in Jock Vaughn.
Oh yeah, that was the right selection. Jock Vaughn from Kansas. Jock Vaughn, I think with Orlando at first. Wasn't he with Orlando?
Yeah, he was with Orlando. Then he came to Brooklyn.
Jock Vaughn is a
This is his second stint with Brooklyn.
Very smart coach. Very smart coach. Came from Kansas University. Very smart coach. And he waited his turn, and that was correct hire right there. You know, and they're gonna do some things. Not Steve Nash. They should have gave Jock Vaughn the coaching position the first time around. You know, but
according to Kyrie, they didn't need a coach, so it didn't matter who was his coach. The coach was a figurehead.
Well, actually, you really didn't when you got Kyrie and KD, but you got to play the right way. You know, Kyrie gonna say that. Then him and KD got to be on the same accord. You know, you got to be doing the right thing and not want to just put the points up, but you got to play two-side basketball, both sides.
Right.
You know, you got an all-star team, and every player can do it. You just got to be willing to do it. The team they got now are just willing to do it.
And then you got to remember that Joe Harris, he was hurt. And they had another player that was hurt that was supposed to be an integral part of their success.
Your man from LSU. Your man that's got the back situations going on.
Not Simmons. Before Simmons even got there. Not Harden. even before Harden got there. It was somebody else besides Joe Harris that was supposed to be
the one that was traded to Indiana Pacers when he
I
traded.
think it was Karis. Was it Karis LeVert?
Yeah, LeVert.
Yeah, I think it was Karis LeVert.
LeVert. He was wicked. And he's still wicked. He's still
yeah. He's back now though, but he's back.
He's back with Brooklyn.
He's back with Brooklyn. Yes.
That's why they doing what they doing. That's why they killing.
Yeah. Him and Spencer Dinwiddie back.
I didn't know he was back with. Oh, that's why they killing. They got him and Mikal. Oh man, you watch that Brooklyn team. That Brooklyn
so
team.
We can stay in New York and we go down to Manhattan, and they host at the Mecca, Madison Square Garden. That is.
Did they beat
the Miami Heat?
Did they beat
the Miami Heat?
Did Brooklyn play New York? Beat New York this year?
Yeah, I think they beat New York this year.
Just a few weeks ago.
I think they're probably back and forth with it, though. I think they probably back and forth because the last time I remember, New York beat Brooklyn. I think the last outing.
So they split.
Yeah, I don't know if they split, but I just remember the last outing they beat Brooklyn. But I think Brooklyn beat New York when they had their guns.
Right. I think that was a close one. I think that was like a few weeks ago, wasn't it?
The one they New York won.
Not the one that Brooklyn won.
I think Brooklyn won in the early parts of the season when they matched up.
Was it early or was it?
Yeah, when they had the Kyrie and the Kevin Durant.
Oh man, I think you're probably right. I thought they didn't they play a few weeks ago.
Yeah, but I think New York won the last one. If that's the one you're thinking of, I know New York won the last meeting between the two.
So they did split. And
I'm not saying I don't know if they split because they could have played all their games already. You know what I'm saying? They could have played 4 games because they play each other 4 times.
Okay, yeah. So I think New York probably got the better of that one. I think New York won like 3 and Brooklyn won 1.
1, okay. And then you got the 76ers, the behemoth of a human being, Joel Embiid, marches on, and he gives Dallas another devastating loss. So Dallas continued their slippage, 116 to 108 in the city of brotherly love.
It went bad for Dallas.
The Clippers came back. The Clippers came back and beat the Grizzlies 141 to 132.
It's a high-scoring ball game right there. Nobody playing no defense.
Nobody. And Oklahoma City, down there in the red clay, they beat the Detroit Pistons by the slimmest of margins, 107 to 106.
Did the Clippers play that game on the road?
Yes, they was on the road. Yep. That's down there on Beale Street.
Clippers playing. They playing good basketball right now.
At the Target Center.
Yeah, they playing good basketball right now.
And by the way, Memphis, I seen that building, and that's a nice building. I've never been inside because I was down there in Memphis on a mini vacation, and I went to the African American Museum or the Civil Rights Museum.
Okay.
And where the Tangerine Hotel is where Dr. Martin Luther King was assassinated. I visited that and, had that Memphis barbecue down there at Rendezvous. And I was on Beale Street.
They said that museum real nice.
Yeah, the museum is nice. I mean, they still have the Tangerine Hotel.
Right.
And it's still there, and they have it marked exactly where he got shot at.
Now, what you think now, what you think about that statue that they built right there for Martin Luther King?
Oh, I mean, that was coming. You know what I'm saying? And I think his son is the one who chaperoned that adventure, right?
Right.
Martin Luther King.
Right. Did you see the statue though? Did you see it?
Or was it Dexter King? Huh? Say it again.
Did you see the statue?
Yeah, Dexter King. That's his name.
Right.
Yeah. We
saw the statue.
Looked at all that, touched it, and like I said, because I remember when it was a big news thing about him building that statue, and he was trying to raise money. It was controversy. Yes. Right. Trying to raise money for it and everything. And so they got it done. So, yeah, it's nice over there on Beale Street. Beale Street is crazy. It's just too bad that Memphis was marred by some of the things that John Morant did and that police situation. So, but overall, that area of Memphis, I even been to that triangle, that pyramid.
Right.
It's really like a fishing place, right? Where they sell like hunting gear and all type of stuff. I forgot what the actual name of the place is, but yeah, I went up there, had dinner. up on the tip of the pyramid, the capstone of the pyramid. There's a restaurant
nice.
there.
Yeah, that's real
and,
nice.
And you get the view of the whole city, and it was crazy. I liked it. It was nice. So everybody down in Memphis, shout out to you if you're from Memphis or you've been in the Memphis area. The Jazz beat the lowly Spurs. Spurs is one of the only teams that have yet to win 20 games.
Isn't Jazz last? Isn't the Jazz last in their conference?
No, the Spurs is.
The Spurs?
I mean, yeah, Houston, rather. Houston's worse than the Spurs.
What is the Jazz position?
The Jazz, I think, is maybe 12th.
They right down. They flirting with him.
Yeah, they kind of fell off a little bit. So they win against the Spurs 128 to 117. Spurs and the Houston Rockets, both of those teams have yet to reach the 20-game win threshold. The Kings.
So let me ask you a question, Dex. What you think about the Spurs? You think the Spurs ain't been having no showing as of late in the past? I think in the past like 2 or 3 years. You think it's time for Pop to go?
Yeah, I think Pop is overstaying for some reason. I don't know why. I think he should have retired maybe about 3-4 years ago. It just, I think the year that Kawhi left, right? They still made the playoffs with DeMar DeRozan. That next year, I don't think they made the playoffs.
Right,
that next year, he should have retired. Yeah, he should have retired.
I agree. And
the Kings win 120 to 80 over the Portland Trail Boo Boo Blazers.
The Kings rolling. What's the Kings record?
46-30.
Damn, Kings.
There's only 3 teams in the NBA, I believe, that have won 50 games. Only 3.
What name them?
Well, 4. Milwaukee, Boston, Philadelphia, and I think Denver. Those are only teams that have won 50 games, and this late in the season. Normally, 50 games would have been already reached.
I still think the West is up for grabs, though. And I think you got to watch the Lakers, man. Them Lakers. People say Phoenix, but them Lakers coming, man.
Phoenix with Kevin Durant. That's what they're saying Phoenix for, because of Kevin Durant.
Right. Well, he makes a huge difference. He's still an impact. People talk, you get a Kevin Durant with a Chris Paul. He's a cerebral player. He's a leader. And then you got the other killer over there, a light-skinned boy over there killing, shoot the ball like he shoot it. You got Chris Paul. All you need is the leader. You got that leader right there. That makes a huge difference. But the Lakers are surging. They surging, and it's gonna be interesting with the you can't count Golden State out. I know Wiggins having this situation with with his baby mama. Did what she did with the children.
Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah, man, that's devastating right there.
That's part of life. No matter where your occupation, those things are very real and valid.
Yeah, very real. And he took the time off. I know. I mean, I know pain is pain, but at some point, I think he's gonna come back.
He's a Canadian, though. I mean, he's not no foundational black.
No.
They take it a little harder.
They do that. They do that all the time over here. You think you
exactly? We deal with that in high school.
You be paying child support 15 years and find out the baby ain't yours. The last year, you're like, damn, that ain't mine. But you find that out all the time. But I think he's gonna come back at some point. I think you can never count Golden State out, man. In the words of Brother Nico.
You would think that his pops, who was an NBA player, would kind of school him a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
But it's like you said, he's Canadian too. He ain't never had nothing like this. You got to be from over here. You got to be from the USA to really go through it.
Yeah, but his pops played in the USA.
Yeah, but he ain't really went through it. He ain't go through nothing. You know what I'm saying? He ain't go through it like that. I mean, it's devastating. He found out his wife with his best friend, and she had a baby by his best friend, and the baby's not his. That's crazy right there. So,
but I'm quite sure that story is mundane in the NBA. You know what I'm saying?
No, that happens all the time. Right, that's what I'm saying. Man, you have people saying in the NBA, man, they were saying
that happened to you. Oh, okay,
yeah,
cool.
They told me, I heard a dude tell LeBron, I'm your daddy, and he playing in the game. I said, man, this wild right here. Ask your mama.
Call me stepdaddy.
Right.
Ball, stepson.
He told LeBron that, so I'm like, it's wild over here. You're not to hear anything over here in USA. Dead ass. So I think at some point, I think he's gonna come back. I think this is wild as hell over in the USA. But I think he's gonna be rolling. He gonna come back, and the Warriors gonna do their thing because you can never count them boys out there with Clay and Stephon and Drummond Green, and Wiggins is a good lockdown defender. He gonna get you 18 to 20 points, and then he gonna play two-way basketball. Then they got what's name Peyton's son just came back. Man, they're gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting in that West. So I got them, Phoenix, Grizzlies, Lakers, and possibly Denver. But I don't know in the Denver in the playoffs. I know Big Boy be doing his thing, but in them playoffs, man. You know, Denver gonna be. What did Denver do last year?
Nothing.
That's what I'm saying.
They won one round and got eliminated second.
Yeah,
but Jokic was playing with remnants. He wasn't playing with his standard players. You know what I'm saying? Those guys that he was playing with, they might not even be in the NBA anymore.
Right. Facts. No doubt. The West gonna be interesting. Coming out the East, I don't think Boston coming up out of there. I think it's a situation going on. I think it's a situation going on where they don't appreciate the black man over there. Boston is like that.
The Haitian sensation.
Yeah, they don't appreciate he a killer. He a killer. So he got
the country boy too, right?
Yeah, man. They always talk about Tatum.
Good old Georgia boy. Georgia boy.
Absolutely. They always talking about Tatum. And Tatum nice. Real nice, but that other boy a killer. He him for real. He can get his basket at any time. And so when you don't want to pay him, and you should have paid him, and then you talking about this, that, and other, he don't want to win. He's like, why should I want to win for an organization that always got me on the trading blocks?
You win for yourself now. You just gotta just get you a trophy, get you a ring, so that way you have leverage on your next negotiation.
Well, I think he got leverage already. He did what he did in the All-Star game, and what he did already last year, and what he did this year. I already think he got the leverage. You know, they want him. A lot of teams want him. You know, it's not going to be 25 teams in the league that don't want him, don't want to play like that. You know, so I think Boston going to be in some trouble, man. I think you got, you know, teams like the Philadelphia 76ers in the East. You got what's the other team? New York doing their thing. New York might be, man. New York might. But our boy from Chicago, Bronson. New York might be some. They might be. Might be a handful for a lot of people. This might be New York.
But listen to this, Coffee. Listen to this. New York was above Cleveland for nearly all of the season. Cleveland has just surpassed the New York Knicks, and the Cleveland Cavaliers have qualified for a playoff berth. And the New York Knicks have yet qualified for a playoff berth.
Right, and that Cleveland is a scary team. I think New York gonna qualify. Cleveland is a very, very scary team with them centers over there and that point guard and your man that just came from Utah, Donovan going crazy. You know that Cleveland is a very, very scary team. But I think I think New York gonna make the playoff. That might be a first round matchup. It might be New York and Cleveland. It might be them two playing for the first round.
Yeah, that's what it is right now. Cleveland will host New York at the Morgan Fieldhouse if they do play. And I don't think New York is ready to go on the road in the first round series. I think they need to have a home game. So they just right outside of the Goldilocks zone, like on the fringe, because they the 5th seed. Right. And Cleveland is holding that final Goldilocks zone spot.
I'll tell you this, if it do go down, Cleveland better let Cleveland win, and they got that Donovan Mitchell, and New York could have got Donovan Mitchell. You know, that better not be the case.
That's what I'm going to get at. That's the crescendo right there. Now with that rendezvous, you got the Cleveland Cavaliers at 48-29, and you got the New York Knicks at 44-33. So catching Cleveland is maybe unlikely.
No, they ain't gonna catch him,
but there's a chance.
No, I don't think they're gonna catch him. I think Cleveland gonna get that 50 mark. Some they might get about 50, might get 51 to 52 games. But I think New York gonna meet them in the first round of the playoffs, and this is gonna be interesting because if Cleveland come out of that playoff and beat New York, there's gonna be a lot of people gonna get fired in New York.
Ooh, and you know what, Cleveland, they got 5 games left, so they done played 77 games thus far. So there's 5 games left, and they are 4 games above New York. So that's why I said they can catch him mathematically. They can catch him, but it just seems unlikely.
Right. Especially what you just said, they don't surge as of late, and they pull it on. They coming together at the right time, doing their thing at the right time. And so I got Cleveland probably winning about 52 games this year, maybe 51, 52 games this year. And I got New York right there, but it's gonna be interesting to see them two in the playoffs right there. Who you got Boston playing that first round?
I think Boston's going to play somebody out of the play-in tournament, of course, because the Boston is sitting at the number 2 seed right now. They're 2 games above Philly.
So you got to play like Toronto or something?
That's if Toronto comes out. The play-in in the Eastern Conference is Miami is the number 1 seed so far, Atlanta the number 2 seed, Toronto number 3 seed, and the Bulls round out the round robin at the 4th seed in the play-in tournament if it started today.
Oh, that's if it starts.
And the Bulls is only 2 games above Washington.
And the Bulls are 10th place.
The Bulls have 6 games left, and they're 2 games above Washington.
Yeah, and they're in 10th place right now, right?
Yes.
Bulls might make it. They got Green back. Green just came back, so he's available now.
Okay.
So they might do something. If I mean, you just gotta, as a team, have a team meeting and come down to do we want to do this and if we're gonna do this, everybody must commit to playing both sides of the ball. You gotta be everybody gotta be two-way players. Everybody.
Yeah. But I mean, it's easier said than done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why I think I had a team meeting. It's not even about Ben and Donovan no more. It's about the team meeting as a team, as a cohesive, and let's talk. And look, everybody got to do two sides of the ball and get the ball up at the right time to the right personnel. And
if anybody's in the chat that's addressing anything to me, I'm sorry, I can't see you. I have a new phone, and I'm not all the way integrated into Flight Sports TV. So I'm basically still on the fringe of that until we straighten that out. Then I'll probably be able to see the things that you
got the Apple? Did you upgrade? You got the Apple?
No, my phone had got cracked, and so I had an insurance plan on my phone.
Right.
They charged me $200.
Yeah, you get that replacement. Oh, yeah.
To replace this phone.
Yeah, any phone costs over $1,000 and up, it's going to be $200. Replace. Right.
Yeah, I was like, man, shoot.
Oh, yeah.
So I got my phone, I activated it, and I did everything I needed to do. And then when Flight hit me up, I get on the stream and come to find out I don't have no power.
No doubt. I'm glad you.
So I'm being nice.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you had that insurance. I'm glad you had it because without that insurance, you got to pay the whole. You got to pay the whole.
Yeah, you got to pay the whole deal. Yeah, I have to pay the whole deal. But I always get insurance on my phone because I always have high end phones.
Absolutely.
So it'd be stupid to buy a high end phone and not have insurance.
Yeah, and I don't see you being stupid at all. I see you being very, very cerebral and very, very strategic.
Those ain't no female. I'm stupid when it comes to them.
No, I think you're methodical. I think
if it's a young team that comes swinging my way, I'm done. I think we get all my little money.
I think we all done tricked in that category once or twice. We all did that. But
I was like, damn, I went that deep in my account.
I know I gave all that. Damn, I bought a car. Damn, I bought a whole car.
You know what I'm saying? Like Chris Rock said, I got a driveway done, her roofing. Man, I done gave her with them things you put on your roof now out here in California. With them
shingles,
things,
not some shingles.
No, the only roof, the solar panels.
The solar panels.
Solar panels for girls. Just bought houses. Yeah, can you help me with these solar panels?
You're like, I didn't just pay the mortgage. I bought a whole house with solar panels. Those solar panels cost about $50,000-$60,000 just alone for them.
Yeah, I need these solar panels because it's hard for me to read my books at night and the energy. So I need the solar panels so I can read my books and go to school and get good grades. When I'm talking about school, I'm talking about college. Get good grades. I'm like, man, they still using that school talk.
Right. That's cool. That's played out. But we're gonna trick. If it's right, for the price is right.
They ain't asking for books no more. They're not asking for school books.
No, they want a whole house.
You know they get that online now. See, what you need a book for, you can get everything online.
Right. They want cars now, Dex. They want cars and houses.
Yeah.
They want
Teslas. In California, they want Teslas. They used to want BMWs. Now they want Teslas.
They want condos and
everything. You can put a down payment on a Tesla for me? Okay, let's go down there and look at it.
Let's go look at it.
17,000
Let's go look at it. It used to be. Can you go meet to the gas station so you can fill the tank up with gas? Now, it's not the gas station no more because you go to the car lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's get the car.
Just co-sign for me. Wait a minute. I just came down here so the guy won't cheat you.
Like,
now you want me to co-sign?
Right. I just came exactly. I just came down here so I can reduce the price for you. I plan to purchase the car. You know what I'm saying? Well, my taxes ain't came back yet. Well, man, listen, I don't know what to tell you, baby girl. You know what I'm saying? You know,
this is above my pay grade.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And plus, you don't do what I want you to do anyway. You keep saying no all the damn time.
Plus, your attitude ain't where it need to be anyway. Huh?
Every time I ask you to do something, you say no. No, I don't do that. What?
Right. Every time I ask you to do it, I just did that. Well, come on, girl. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. Got to do it again. Come on, don't stop.
I don't feel like it.
Come on, got to do it again. For real. No, you're right, man. You're right. It's amazing, man, what's going down. But Dex, I appreciated you, man. It's been an amazing stream. I'm going to get on out of here. I love you like always.
Salute. Once again, salute.
I love you, my brother. We don't get to talk much because I'm doing this business, got this business going on, but I love you, brother. I love Brother Flight, hoop jogging.
You need to get Corey up here as soon as possible.
Yeah. I'm supposed to meet with him in next week or a couple of weeks. I'm going to Vegas. I'm going to be with Jeff Mayweather. I might call you guys.
Oh, yeah. Jeff out there doing his thing in Vegas.
Yeah, I'm going to be with Jeff in a couple of weeks. So I'll probably call you guys when Jeff and I together. And then go live with Jeff. That'd be perfect. Yeah, I'll keep my eye on Jeff. Yeah, and then Jeff doing this thing. He's doing some big things out there in Vegas. Yeah, and then when I get with Corey, the best thing is to go live. When I get with him, we're gonna go live, and I'm gonna call you. Right then and there. Yeah. Absolutely, that's the best thing to do with them guys right there. And tell him he ain't got to be nice either. Oh no, he ain't gonna hold back. He just checked Earthquake Sunday. I don't know if you saw the screen Sunday. He was Earthquake and Jalen Rose. Sunday, he just checked Earthquake Sunday and told Earthquake about, because Earthquake came in at Western, ate his chicken wings up doing the Western name, doing the stand-up, and got up out of there. Anytime you're in your green room, ain't nobody allowed in your green room. So while Corey's on stage, Earthquake back there eating his chicken wings and doing all that bullshit. God. Yeah, he checked him hard, though. He said, man, you got to hear it. You got to Google it and see it. And so Earthquake ain't apologized yet. So Earthquake down there scared because, with Corey, he go in. He ain't playing no games with him. And so it's supposed to be myself, Corey, and Tiffany Haddish with doing this business meeting down in LA. I thought I'd come back from Vegas, but I'm sure call. I'm gonna call you guys when I'm with them guys. I'm gonna call y'all and tune in so we can get them guys live and get them up here. For sure. I love you, brother. All right, salute. I love you too, brother. Take care, be safe, keep your health up to par so you can have a lot of longevity because we need more people like you on the earth. Absolutely. That's what we're going to do. As we get this money, we're going to keep on supporting Flight Sports, and we're going to give them more than 100. We're going to give them thousands and thousands. We're going to do something different. It's going to be the new sports channel. It's going to be the new ESPN. It's a takeover. I think Belize said that Flight Sports is going to be the better than sports. Belize. That's Belize, yeah. I ain't seen Belize in a minute. I hope he okay. No, Belize okay. Belize probably out there doing this. He doing his thing. Belize doing his thing. Probably running for president down there in Belize. You know what I'm saying? Hungry Ham doing his thing. You got Talented TV. You got some people doing some things out here. Hoop Jargon doing his thing. Your man KNT doing his thing. So we got some powerful people up here at Flight Sports TV. Some big things happening. So I can't wait to bring this thing to fruition. Yeah, KNT was just doing some type of promotional collaboration in the concert with Jaquez. Oh yeah, Jaquez. That's nice. Was that in Vegas? Yeah. That KNT. I don't know where exactly it was at. KNT hustler. He's smart. He's a hustler, and he get it going. And then you got to watch out for his son. His son is very talented too. I think his son's a fourth. He play ball. Yeah. Shout out to Farrah Vision. Shout out to him. I know he'd be down there in San Diego. He go back and forth, San Diego, right? Memphis. He's down in San Diego. Yeah. Fairville. I gotta give a Fairville. He's a good brother. Him along with AB the Hero, and of course our man Ballfax. You got some powerful players here on. AB and Ballfax. They are the standard. Absolutely. And Flight Sport TV bring everybody together as a cohesive team, and so it's gonna be powerful. What's happening? I'm aiming to see, and it's gonna be incredible to see everybody that flourished from Flight Sports TV in terms of entrepreneurship and what they do as they go on in their endeavors and do some big things. Because I got some big things lined up, so it's gonna be some heavy hitters coming from Flight Sports TV. Like I said, watch that Hungry Ham doing his thing, man. Don't be surprised. Y'all see Hungry Ham at the what's name awards at the Latin.
No, we need Hungry Ham at Coachella. Tell Hungry Ham to come to Coachella.
Yeah, Hungry Ham, Cole. He doing his thing, but he got his music popping off. His music blowing up.
Yeah.
You know, don't be surprised to see Hungry Ham down at the Latin Awards, and then you don't be surprised to see him up here at these awards because that man who was that? Jennifer Lopez did that. What's the guy name that she did that? What's the video with that everybody talk about? He got all the pretty women in his videos.
Ja Rule?
No, he's a Spanish guy. He got
Bad Bunny.
I think it might be him. I think he do reggaeton music.
Yeah, Bad Bunny. Yeah.
Yeah, so he got the beautiful woman. Hungry Ham watch out, Hungry Ham. He doing his thing too. So there's some things about to pop off from Flight Sports TV. They ain't saw nothing yet. It's about to be big. It's gonna be bigger than this. It's gonna be huge. And I know you're doing your thing down there because you access decks. You don't just be access decks for no reason. Access decks, baby. There's only one access decks, baby. I love access decks. Come on now. You my man. I love you, man. So when we get down, we're gonna have fun.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, when we ever hook up, we're going back to high school.
It's going crazy. I'm coming down there with 20 women down in California. I'm saying, Dex, where you at? Now, don't embarrass me. Don't embarrass me now. You got to be cold because I want them to come back to about, man, I thought he can get out. He made love. He just gave me 10 minutes. So what you talking about? That access about to go all night.
No, access is good. I don't even take the pills or nothing. I'm good.
I'm gonna bring them down there. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna have a whole lot of fun. It's gonna be something different. So we're gonna do some things down there. I love you, my brother.
Okay, Coffee, check out.
Yes, sir. Inshallah.
Yes. And you know what? It's a beautiful thing when we have individuals such as the Coffees of the world come on Flight Sports TV and bless us with his presence and his intellect. We know that Coffee can go off. That just shows you the dynamic and the dichotomy of a genius human being such as Coffee, because you can get either side depending on how you bring your energy. That's what you're going to get from him. So don't blame him for the results. Blame yourself for poking the bear. And he has been a great financial contributor to Flight Sports TV in all facets of the game. So,
been a major contributor. Great point, Dex, man. You guys were cooking so much. You know, it was so legendary, you know, to have yourself and Coffee, you know, the likes of Uncle Vern. Ooh. It gives a very, like a big-time perspective, you know. A panel of OGs, you know, able to see things, you know, from a different lens than other people, you know, maybe don't see. So it was always a pleasure to have all y'all minds connecting at one time, you know, especially on things like Ball Family content, because y'all are some of the best ones that are speaking on it. And I want all y'all to never forget that. Don't ever get things twisted. You know, I listen to a lot of people who do this, and some of y'all are some of the best in the game. I just want to let y'all know that.
Yes, sir. Much appreciated. And like when we were speaking about on so many different facets, we kind of forgot about how important. Well, not forgot about, but we kind of moved over how important that tonight's game was. The Lakers versus the Chicago Bulls, as the Lakers took their journey to the Midwest and ended up in the United Center to face the ferocious Sea Red Nation.
I wanted to catch that Suns game, but with the Ball Family news got so percolated.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think, is it still on? I think it should be still on. That's
not. It's over.
Oh, it's over? Okay. Who won?
The Suns.
Oh, okay.
About 107 to 100. KD came back tonight.
No way.
Yeah, he returned today. He had 16.
I didn't know that.
16 points.
I didn't know KD was coming back tonight.
Me neither. It was he tried to do like LeBron.
Oh, just sneaking in, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I knew LeBron was coming back because I'm out here, so we get the news, and it was kind of sprinkled. It just wasn't for sure. They just had LeBron listed as doubtful, and you know if LeBron is doubtful, he's playing. He's trying to run them numbers up. He don't want nobody catching him like he caught Kareem.
Right.
Yep, sure is his final. Yeah, Timberwolves try to fight. They try to fight down there in the desert. They just didn't drink their cactus juice like the Suns. Suns drank that cactus juice. Came out with a nice little victory. And that helped the Lakers by the Suns winning tonight. So now The Timberwolves is just one game above the Lakers in the play-in situation. So Timberwolves got to be very, very careful. Anthony Edwards hit 31 points, Devin Booker 29. So yeah, they have to be careful for like the Timberwolves.
Yeah, you're right. Minnesota's gonna be interesting to see what happens with them. You know, the T-Wolves, they lost tonight. They ain't doing nothing. I don't believe in Minnesota. They're 7th in the West. I just don't think they're a team that's gonna. They just don't got that dog in them to me. You know, I think they easily could be knocked out. They're a first-round team, even if they make it through the play-in. I think they're going out in the first round. That's just they destined.
Yeah, we reeled off the top seeds in the Eastern Conference in the play-in tournament round robin. Now let's reel off the Western Conference in the play-in round robin. You got the number 1 seed as of today, the Minnesota Timberwolves, the number 2 seed, the Los Angeles Lakers, the number 3 seed, the New Orleans Pelicans, and the number 10 seed is the Oklahoma City Thunder, and they won tonight. So if they started tonight, Flight, the Lakers will play the New Orleans Pelicans. What do you think about that?
You said the Lakers will play the New Orleans Pelicans?
Yes, if it started tonight.
And they wouldn't have home court advantage, would they? Are you sure? No.
No, they wouldn't have home court advantage. Lakers would have home court advantage.
Are you sure about that? I think Minnesota and the Lakers will play.
No. The Lakers will play the New Orleans Pelicans.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah, I think I like your chances against them. Especially with Zion. Even with Zion, I think y'all a terrible matchup for them. Y'all always beat down the Pelicans for whatever reason. Did the Pelicans just beat y'all? I don't know if the Pelicans beat them or not, beat y'all or not, but the Pelicans is just a tough team, you know.
No, we won the last game against the Pelicans. We won that
handily. I know that BI is cooking, you know, so it's a crazy situation to put. When does the playoffs even start? I might look that up.
The playoffs or the play-in?
The play-in to me is the playoffs. I'll just type it in. Oh, it's starting soon, April 11th through the 14th.
Yeah. No, the play-in is not the playoffs. Like
the playoffs start on the 15th, April 15th, the NBA playoffs.
Yeah, but Flight, I have to correct you. The play-in is not the playoff. It's a big difference.
No, I know you. I look at it in the playoff atmosphere, but it's not the playoffs. You're right. It is a difference. You're right about that. But it's just it's more heightened level games than the regular season. So that's how I'm looking at it. It's gonna have a playoff atmosphere.
Oh, it's gonna have like a Match Madness atmosphere.
Yeah, like almost like a damn sudden death,
yes,
yep. Something like that.
Now look at this. Look at this scenario right here, right? So if it started today, if the season ended today, Minnesota will play OKC. Who you like in that? Excuse me, I take that back. No, I take that back. Minnesota won't play OKC. New Orleans will play OKC. And you're right, the Lakers will play Minnesota. That's how it is. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So 7 and 8 play and 9-10 play. Now, but the thing what I wanted to ask you is this right here. So you got New Orleans and OKC, which would be a tremendous matchup for sudden death. And who you think advance out of that matchup?
I like the Pelicans over the Oklahoma City Thunder. I think it can go either way because Shea is dangerous, but I think New Orleans squeaks through and wins. You know, they will have home court. You know, they was there last year. They're facing a young team. You know, I think they could beat OKC.
And then out of Minnesota and the Lakers, you taking Minnesota or the Lakers?
That'll be tough, but I roll with the Lakers. I think now I got those big guys, but I think AD he'll dominate.
Now with the Minnesota and the Lakers matchup, whoever lose that game is still alive for another play-in game, and they will match up against the winner out of New Orleans and Oklahoma, because the loser out of New Orleans and Oklahoma is eliminated. But the loser out of Lakers in Minnesota is not eliminated. They still live to fight another day. And the winner out of that will move up into a playoff slot. And they will be the actual 7th seed.
Well,
so that would be the benefit of being in the slot of 7 and 8 with Minnesota and the Lakers, respectively, that they could lose one and all they have to do is win one. Whereas New Orleans and OKC, it's win in advance. If you lose, you're eliminated. It's over with. So Lakers in a good situation by being in the 8th or the 7th seed, especially if that's the highest they can achieve going into a play-in tournament.
Well, no, you're right about that, Dax. The thing's gonna get decided. Like I said, we got a long way to go. Tomorrow's been a crazy night of basketball. We're about to get up out of here. I want to appreciate everybody for tuning in with us. We had a lot of breaking news today. Appreciate all the support. It's Flight Sports TV. Peace and love to everybody. Love.
Flight Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.